Howdy, howdy, and welcome to My Bloody Judy with your final forgets, myself, Zachary Patton Garcia.
And Ian Carlos Crawford.
Oh, long awaited. I know what you did the summer of 1997? They said a lot of dates. We heard 96, 97, 98, and I had to like double check in my mind.
There was a couple times when I was like, ooh, that's an error. And then I was like, oh, right.
Which one? Because when she mentions that Sarah was 1996 Crocker Queen, I did like almost correct her. And then I was like, no, actually, this diva is smart.
Yes, we are incorrect. Yeah, I have the same thing.
The faggots need not correct the divas in this movie.
Because you and I have like 97 in our brain. Like we know everything Sarah Michelle Gellar did that year.
Yes, because that was the year of Sarah Michelle Gellar. And it seems like we are about to have another year of Sarah Michelle Gellar. If only Buffy would like just drop now, right? Okay, so yes, I know what you did last summer is back in theaters. We have this is a reboot, right? I know I ask you this like pretty often, the difference, but this is a reboot. This is not a requel.
This is a requel. Yes, this is a requel.
This is a requel. It's a sequel, everybody. This is a sequel.
Well, because that's why it's called requel, because it's a sequel reboot, because it's combining the two words, because it's like kind of a reboot, but it's a legacy sequel.
Yeah, sure.
I would love if we could nix the like.
It doesn't need it. It doesn't need it. This is the third one, right? We don't have to talk about All I Always Know. They should have titled this All I Always Know. They should have titled this I Know What You Did That Summer, right? Like, play with the name a little bit, but I have been very, very excited about this one and really happy that it is finally upon us. And yeah, we're going to get into it. So I saw this Thursday night and I'm so fucking happy I did because the moment that I exited my theater and opened up social media, I saw spoilers. So I saw it that night. I saw it Saturday, or no, I saw it that day, Friday, and then I just got back from it again. So I've seen it 3 times for 3 movies in the franchise. And Ian, you just got back from it as well a couple hours ago.
I couldn't find anyone to see it with me. And I was definitely worried I was going to get I cannot believe I didn't get spoiled. But I will say I kind of anticipated the things that would have been spoiled. Like I kind of was like, yeah. All
See,
right.
y'all, I may be calling Ian a liar here because I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure if you would keep that a secret in order for me to not be disappointed that you were spoiled. But it's hard for me to believe that you made it to Sunday without being spoiled.
I really did. I had like. And I agree that it is insane that it wasn't.
You are all over the internet.
The Agatha, like I refer back to this all the time, but like Agatha's like reveal that she was a villain in WandaVision. Someone DM'd me a screenshot of it at 8:00 in the morning saying, what'd you think of the reveal that she was a villain? And I was like, I just woke up. What are you talking about? And I think people have learned because I say that so often, because it still does happen. It happened with Yellow Jackets. My friend Rob, I saw the movie with today, has done that with Yellow Jackets a few times, where he's like, Van died, can you believe it? And I'm like, motherfucker, I haven't watched it yet.
See, stop it, y'all. Big notice, big bulletin here is do not spoil it for other people, okay? Do not post about it. Do not, like, I think there needs to be a little bit of a rule for at least a weekend, at least the first weekend before you start spoiling everything.
I'm not even that mad at people who post. It's like, just don't directly contact me saying the thing. Be like, did you watch?
Well, did you watch?
But okay. We both watched.
We're about to play our little game here.
And I mean, I want you to go first.
Okay. She did do revenge, right? That's how she knows Sarah?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
And they seem like they're like pretty close
But
friends.
you like to do revenge. So I kept thinking, oh, well, he liked to do revenge, so he'll like this. But I don't think you liked it. So okay.
And I mean, it's hard for me to even pretend to be guessing because you saw it 3 times. So like, you know, I was texting Jamie Jirac because she like loved the movie. Yeah. And I was like, oh, me and Zach, well, like we don't tell each other what we think. But also Zach saw it 3 times and she was like, well, I'm pretty sure you can like assume he loved it. I was like, yeah. No, I think you loved it. I mean, clearly, because you saw it 3 times.
Well,
am
who's
I
going
correct?
first? Who's correcting first? Me?
Because my guess is the easiest to like.
No. Well, okay, yeah. Mine's a very complicated answer. By the way, you're going to see gnats flying around. Anybody who has experience with gnats just appearing in your home and not knowing how to get rid of them, I need fucking help because they are trying to kill me with the fisherman's hook.
Oh, Zach, what I did was I got little things from I forget where, I think like Target that are like collectinats, and eventually that did work. I
I
had these, they
did.
were like shaped like apples,
I
and
have them
eventually they were like,
everywhere. I have them
okay.
everywhere. They're not doing anything. I even
There
got
could be a dead
bowls of
animal in your walls.
in my walls.
That happened with us. We had a bunch when there was a dead squirrel in our chimney,
Oh
and no one
no.
believed me that I could. I was like, it smells like a dead animal, and then there ended up being a dead
Well,
squirrel.
because we've been cleaning the drains because everybody said clean your drains, boil water, throw it down the drains, coat your drains with like bio, whatever. Okay, we're gonna have this
Yeah,
conversation after. Anyway, leave your recommendations down in the comments below.
yeah.
Yes. So okay, focus. We're we're I'm on a thought train. Let me stay on my thought train. Okay. So mine is a very complicated answer because I usually always say that unless I am bored by a movie and I leave the theater bored and not even caring to talk about it. Like if I came into this recording and I was like, I just like this feels like a chore. Um, then it would be a bad movie for me. But I have a lot. You're gonna
Okay.
I just want everybody to know that I'm going to talk a lot of shit in this recording. But I enjoyed the movie. Now, Ian, was I correct? Did you hate this movie?
Real quick, before I say if
Uh,
you are correct, and I want to tell everyone, I this last year for Christmas I gave you that shirt, or was it 2 years
hmm.
ago?
This
This
Christmas, I believe. I'm
I
sure, pretty
literally
sure, because it was you gave me this and he gave me the activator from that movie.
oh I was like, who me?
I don't
What
even know what that movie's called. It Split?
the substance, the
The
little
Substance.
I got mine next to my Zach action figure on my look, it's
Yes.
wait, you can see it right there. The neon green.
Oh, it is there.
Anyway, so yeah, when I got on the recording, I was wearing a Buffy shirt and I was like, oh, I like that. Wait, I bought you that shirt. Wait, I have that shirt. So I got changed so we could
I'm very
wear the
upset I did
same
not get
shirt.
the shirts by Small Town Weirdo because Small Town Weirdo has been putting out a bunch of Julie James shirts, and
Oh,
I
I want
love
his
those
Helen
fucking
shivers so
shirts.
bad.
But I am like, Small Town Weirdo, if you happen to hear this, where is the Ray Bronson shirt? Because at this point, you've done three out of the four and the new cast. And I'm like, hmm, shady.
Um, you are fully incorrect, and I love when you're incorrect.
Did you love it? Oh,
I
wow.
fucking this was my favorite non-scream slasher movie that I've seen in
Damn. Okay, so
fucking
then my
forever.
my gut feeling was correct then because I knew that because you love to do revenge that you would probably really like this. But then I kept telling myself whenever I would have grievances with the movie, oh, he hates this part. So that was me then. I was responding to myself, I think.
I like genuinely. I know what you're saying though. Like there was moments I was like, well, this is stupid, but it was
Mhm.
like, but I love it. Like it was like even if my brain was like, this is kind of,
Yes.
I was like, but I love it, so I don't fucking care. And I had such a good time.
Hmm.
This is what I wanted Hard Eyes to be. This,
Okay.
like, I was like, oh, this is what I wanted Hard Eyes to be because Hard Eyes did not like. I remember I kept saying it felt like two separate things.
Yes, grab your drinks, grab your popcorn, get yourself going on the road to work or something, because this is gonna be a long one, right? You might need to pause and come back to it. Um,
What Alistair think?
he liked it a lot, and he even went and saw it with me the second time. The third time, it was pushing it a little bit, so he
Yeah,
went and saw
yeah.
Superman, and I went and saw I Know What You Did Last Summer, but
I this is why see this is why I am a good friend for both of you because I am right in the middle where
could
those
have
are
done.
both the
Okay,
movies
so
I
then
want
which
to
one
see
would you have
again.
gone to see the third time, or this
Third time,
today? To not even a third time, because this would have been his second time watching Superman. So would you have gone to see I Know What You Did Last Summer for the third time with me, or seen Superman for the second time with him?
if I have already seen I Know We Did Last Summer twice.
Wow, what a fucking bitch! Don't even finish. Don't even finish. Boom.
They're both movies I want to see again. Like I really want to go back to the theater this week to see
Well,
both of
that
them.
really does please me because I was thinking I was coming into the recording pretty sure that you weren't going to like it, but it makes more sense if you like to do revenge that you would like this one as well. Um,
Because so I was talking to Laz. Laz did not like it. We
I'm
were
sure.
texting, and like I text him with, I'm pretty sure you probably didn't like the movie, and he was like, no, I hate, like he hated it. But the thing I said, which is like snobby but true, and like
Hmm.
we critique this a lot, right? When like a, older people can't write teens. I think Jennifer Caitlin Robinson. Oh, there's a fly in my room.
Jennifer Caton, because I was looking at her name. I know we all got bugs. See,
God. This one fly was like
God,
bothering me in my
you
sleep.
know what it
Anyway,
is? There's a dead animal in your walls.
in my walls, yes. My dad did yard work and just left the door wide open the whole day. So like, anyway, the thing I think about her is like she knows how to like young adults, and it doesn't feel like a 55-year-old man trying to portray young adults, which is like the biggest grievance I have when we have teens. And like I kept thinking of like stuff you say where you're like, no, I don't want a TikTok because I don't use it right. I don't want this because I don't use it right. And this, as someone who teaches kids around this, well, I know they're older than the ones I teach, but like I deal with 20-year-olds. This felt like how 20-year-olds talk to each other. This
Hmm.
felt like they're like any kind of stupid thing they said worked. Like I don't think it felt like weird or clunky.
Yeah.
When the two girls, when she's like, cuddle me, I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
that is like, I don't know, like she, at some point she reminded of me, like the way I am with my friends is what she reminded me of. Like I feel like that's shit I would say to like you or Kim, where I'd be like,
Ian the
Ethan,
20
come lay
year
with
old,
me.
yes.
Um,
You were like, hello, fellow children. That whole thing.
but like I just felt like these felt like young adults. I did have to do the math in my head. I was like, how old are they? I think they're
Okay,
like
so
your
I looked
age.
for something. I looked for something that kind of dated them. I was looking for it hardcore in her room, in Ava's room, like some sort of like date on that. I think that was maybe, unless somebody else caught it, that was like more purposefully kept out. Because I guess all of these people are between like 26 to like 30-ish, like the actual actor. So I was guessing maybe like between 25 and 27.
One of them says a specific amount of
Do
years, and I
they?
did one of them does, and I did the math, and I think it was Madeline Klein.
Hmm.
And I think I did the math, and she's 27 or 28.
Okay.
Like
I was
on
guessing
what?
about 10 years removed from high school is what it was, because it had to have given all of them enough history and enough like separation for all of this
Yeah.
to sort of tie up and work. And I appreciated that because
Yes.
I very much appreciated that they were not another, group of high schoolers coming out of high
Yes.
school. So,
Because like they look young, but they don't look like
mhm.
teenagers. I thought they felt very genuine. I thought this was someone who understands teens and young folks, and like I don't know. It didn't feel, especially girls when they're younger and in a
Mhm.
horror movie, and like I don't know. I feel like Madeline Klein was allowed to be kind of dumb, but not stupid.
Yeah.
She was allowed to be kind of ditzy, not like she wasn't like falling over herself, falling into the killer's arm. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, well, and
I
it
appreciated it.
wasn't like a ditzy for just the sake of ditzy. It added a lot to her character in that it
Yeah.
felt very masky. It felt very much like her mask is,
Hmm.
and that was her way of like keeping from completely falling apart, right? Is she just says stupid things to kind of like, and I fully relate to that because a lot of
Yep.
times when I feel uncomfortable, I'll just say stupid things, and um. I did appreciate that, and I agree with you. I think that all of the characters were written really well, and I don't know, young people in the 90s in 1997 when the original one was made spoke very, very differently. So you can't have them all like I guess it's a little more timeless than, this speak. I think this speak is going to not age as well as it did in 1997. Um but it feels very accurate to the time now. Like this is how people talk now, right? Like the divas are up. I heard the word diva like 3 times in this movie, right? So,
So the like the thing I really liked, which the people I saw it with did not all love
mhm.
it. My friend Rob liked it. They felt the opposite, but I very much felt like because they were like, why would a straight man say this or that? Why would a straight guy do that? But that is how young
That
straight
is how
guys
straight guys
are.
are now. Yes, yes, yes,
Like
yes.
it
We have
is.
broken down a little bit, especially if they're the cool ones, and I do think that
Yes,
these ones are the cool ones.
I agree.
Uh, they're just not burdened by like that hyper masculinity. I think even oh shit, Teddy, even Teddy. Saw it 3 times and I'm having to look at the cast
I
list.
know.
It's
I remember the name.
like Teddy. Even him as like hyper masculine as he is, it's just him, that's just kind of him, but he still seems very comfortable and like he would probably cuddle up with a gay guy or
Well, like,
they,
and he even like goes to pretends to kiss Milo and calls him his Superman. Like
yes.
that does feel correct,
Hmm.
right? Like I just for me that felt correct. It didn't
Yeah.
feel like, oh, that's not how straight guys are. Like, yeah, that is how straight guys are.
Yeah.
Like you said, the cool ones, not the like
Not
shitty.
all of them. That's not how
Yeah,
everybody is. But that's
right.
these there's like I this is a group of friends that I would like to hang out with. I think
Yeah,
they would be cool. Um Okay, so I do want to like because I want to break down everything in this damn movie. So I guess we could start with characters since we're already
Yeah.
sort of here. Um, Madeline Klein, Danica, is listed first, and I wonder. So we're gonna start with her. We're gonna just start with her since she's listed first. I fucking love Danica. I thought that Danica was just the perfect sort of because I don't want to hear nothing in the comments about like, oh, these are supposed to be separate characters from the originals. These are supposed to remind you of those
Yeah.
originals still, and this is the Sarah Michelle Gellar of it. And I think that she had as much charm, just in a very different way that Sarah Michelle Gellar did. I was
Hmm.
in love with Danica this whole movie, right? Like I have since come around to Julie James as a final girl, and I love her a lot more than the shit that we have talked about her on this podcast. Um, but I feel like the way Sarah Michelle Gellar kind of overshadowed Julie James in the original, Danica overshadowed Ava in this one.
And did you know I was reading about they only filmed her living in June. She did not live in the original script,
Mhm.
and audiences hated it so much and didn't like. And I would agree that if that was her death scene, that was pretty anticlimactic for a death scene.
Yes.
Um, and so they didn't film that end scene and her washing up until June, which is like not that long ago,
Yeah.
and wild to think that they like redid that
And I can buy
because
it because the where she was stabbed, I'm like, she did not live.
and like
Lies, lies. But you know what? All I ever prayed for was that they would just cut that one little shot of Helen Shivers
yeah,
dead out of that movie. So thank you, Jennifer
yeah.
Cajun Robinson.
Yeah, and like, yeah, it's ridiculous that she would live because they weren't close. If they were close to the shore and she just got a little stab, all right. But like, she pulls up and throws her, and they're not near the beach at all. So that, and she like was unconscious. So
Yeah.
it's not like she even swam. So she would absolutely be dead. But I don't fucking care.
I don't care because I loved her, and if this God willing gets a sequel, hold on, let me
I'm
see.
worried that
So I'm
I'm
worried it
worried the
won't.
bad reviews will sink it, and we won't get one.
So $18 million budget made about 24 million this time. As long as it doubles, I just need it to double. I just need it to double. Because I like everybody. So we're on Danica, and I think Danica is great, and sort of what you were talking about with the way that she speaks and sometimes brings out the ditzy. Again, it's like a mask. It makes her instantly more relatable, and it makes it a little bit more heartbreaking when she does start to like break down and fall apart a little bit.
Yeah,
Her scream is bone chilling. Like it is so fucking good. She has the best scream. She has the best look. She's gorgeous to look at. Bring the hot people back to movies, and we've got her. You know, she's like amazing to look at. Um,
I thought even looks wise, she was a good successor to Sarah Michelle Gellar. Like she kind of
yes.
has the like rounder face with like the rounder eyes and like the like big beautiful eyes. Like I really thought even looks wise, she made sense as the
Mm.
Helen.
Thought she was wonderful, and she was just very captivating to watch. And yeah, because I don't want to get into like plot points, so we'll go into like chases and stuff later. Do you have anything else on her on Danica?
I kind of liked so we talked about this a little bit, me and my friends when we were leaving. Like, well, why would she get engaged again? And I felt same way you feel about like, yeah, she was like masking her trauma, and like that makes sense. Someone like her would just be
Mhm.
like, who's the next guy? Like that
Yeah.
will make me feel better. Let me
Well,
find another guy.
and the way we saw that Helen Shivers was more like her ambitions were to like go to New York and become an actress and all of these different things, right? Model. That's not really hers. That's not really Danica's. Danica didn't really follow suit in that. Danica very much wants to be a married woman with a beautiful house and listening to her gurus and figuring out her astrology charts and chakras and all that shit. Um, and that was very clear. So I don't know how people wouldn't get that. And people like that who very much seek safety in other people and seek a home in other people. And the fact that she is leaving the hospital without any family coming to pick her up kind of clues in that she doesn't have any family that's,
Yeah.
helping her out. So she's seeking a home that she probably doesn't have. Um, that very much makes sense that she would be engaged again within a year. Like I at no point questioned that.
I mean, hell, I thought of my dad. I was like, well, my dad waited 4 months till he started trying. He would have married one of those scammers if he could have.
Oh my
Like,
gosh, I probably would have an online email wedding or something.
yeah. So, like, I don't know. I like that
Danica would
rings
too.
true. Yeah. Yeah.
Ava. What do you fine.
Yeah,
That's the thing is like when I pick apart any when I talk shit about any of these characters, I think all of the actors did their jobs and they were very good. I think everybody who acted were very good. And let me tell you that the actress who played Ava was very good at a single tier. Like she was very good at her
she was.
tier distribution system. But Ava, I just didn't care about. I didn't care about Ava all that much. I think it was very much the here's your Julie.
Yeah. Well, I think, and I don't know why horror movies like this felt like we've moved beyond this already, but like horror movies love to make the final girl a little bit more like flat.
Yeah.
It's like the fun one is usually the one that dies. Um, and I don't know why we were still doing that in this movie because she did like I liked them together, and by the end, I
Mhm.
did really like appreciate their dynamic and friendship. Like when they're like laying in bed together and when they're
Yeah.
leaving the hospital together, I was like, okay, I do like this. Um, and that also felt like course correcting of like, well, Helen and Julie should have been the final girls.
Yes.
Let's do it in this
A lot
movie.
of this dialogue was very like, okay, we've heard you in your comments about Helen and Julie. It's here, okay?
I'm like,
Soulmates.
I was like, did they watch My Bloody Judy?
They may have. They may
um,
have.
But Ava was just kind of like more of a flat character, which
Yeah.
is fine. I feel like that's what Scream tried to do with Sydney, but I do think Nev Campbell like brought more to it,
Yes.
and that's why we love her. Um, I feel like that's what a lot of horror movies try to do. It's like the main girl is kind of more flat. So I didn't like begrudge her for that. I thought she was like good in the role. The role just like it was weird that everyone else was so dynamic.
Yes, I think that's exactly what it was, is that if she is, it's because I keep coming around to like Julie's final like line of like one of those final lines of like nostalgia's overrated when the whole fucking movie was nostalgic. So like don't feed me shit like that. Um, because she was supposed to be the Julie, and she even had the same sort of like disconnects from her friends, like
Yeah.
Julie, all of the Julie stuff that we were given in that original movie, but to a lesser degree here, where like I got that Julie separated herself from everybody. I got the awkwardness when she was like across from Helen for the first time after a year. I got the awkwardness when, you know, Julie James would be anywhere doing anything in Southport. And I did not get that from Ava here. I was like, okay, I mean, this is what we're supposed to know. We're supposed to follow this, but like, I don't know. I feel like you said, everybody else is a little bit more dynamic, and I feel like there could have been a little bit more context clues to help us out there instead of just, oh, well, she wants to be choked during sex because she thinks she deserves it. Like, oh, okay. Well,
That did have me self-reflecting a lot. I was like, oh god. But the thing that they changed, which I liked, is that she did not stop being friends with them. I did like
yeah,
that a year later it was Teddy that was not friends with everyone,
yes.
and like she had gotten closer with Sarah,
Yeah, she was just friend. No, Stevie.
Stevie.
She was just friends from a distance, and that's how she felt more comfortable. Is that she needed to be friends from a distance, and over time, those friendships would have just turned to
Yeah.
dust on their own.
Mhm. But I like that that's a little bit different. It's like, well,
It's
they
okay.
stayed friends, but they're not best friends anymore. It's like they're just like friends.
Yeah, I just didn't think. I don't know. I didn't think there was enough there for her to be again getting all of the Julie moments and getting all of the main character moments, and because I think you said it in a different way earlier, where I think Avo is a person who on her own doesn't really work, but with other people in those interactions bounces off of people really well. But
Yeah.
like I don't get her sense of herself and like
Yeah.
solitude and all of that. Whereas like Julie James, I did get the solitude. I did get I got that. So it's okay. It's fine. Give us more Danica. You've
Yeah.
got her now. Give us more Danica in the next one, right? She is listed first in the credits though, here. So I wonder if
I mean, it's weird that they were even gonna kill her because she really did seem like a co-main character,
Mhm.
if not more of the main character. I don't know,
Yeah.
right?
Um Milo, Jonah Hauer King. I love me some
He is
Prince
so
Eric.
handsome. Oh boy, that
He
man.
is my Prince Eric
Ugh.
from The Little Mermaid. He is very cute, very handsome. A little bland as a character.
Yeah, but he was
But
so handsome
okay
it
to
didn't
be
bother me.
bland. Ray
Yeah.
Ray was bland in the original one
Yeah.
too, so that's fine. And he dies, so okay.
I I mean, I guess we'll talk about this, but I was bummed. I felt like his death was kind of like, I wish he had gotten like a if we're gonna bring
We
him
will
into a
get into it because I
car.
got my shit to talk. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Teddy again, sort of like
Teddy and Danica
better.
were the standouts for me,
Yes,
honestly.
Teddy was more of a standout. He's very does he talk like Channing Tatum to you? I kept hearing Channing Tatum,
I can see that.
like
Yeah, I can see it.
hardcore hearing Channing Tatum. He was good. I think that I did enjoy upon the other watches. I enjoyed that he wasn't
It's insane that you should say that.
exactly Barry Cox because in the
No,
original I kept thinking, well, my first watch I kept thinking, well, why are they so scared to make him as mean as Barry Cox? Why are they so scared to make him as mean? And then it like my second and third watch, I realized that's not even the intention here, right? Like he's not supposed to be as mean as Barry Cox. So that then I enjoy him.
I felt like, well, because I felt like that's what they were doing. They were like giving us the archetypes, but then like slightly changing them. And I felt
Yeah.
like him, it was like he wasn't an asshole. He was cocky, but he wasn't. Barry was like an asshole. Barry was not really
Yes.
charming.
He
Barry was
was a
hot.
bad person,
Yeah,
like a
but he
terribly
wasn't.
bad person.
This guy was like charming and hot and like kind of cocky, but not. I didn't. I thought he was. I don't know. He was a standout character,
Hmm.
and I do think he has one of the better death scenes.
Which is not
And
saying a lot to me.
he he was someone that I was a little bummed that I was like, oh, I kind of wanted him to
No,
like.
I was glad he died. We needed it. We needed it. I was happy he died. And the way he was strung up was haunting and chilling. And to give Danica that moment of seeing him and then completely losing her shit. I think one of her eyes even like unlodged itself from its socket and went up the side of her head or something
And
because
it wasn't
that
just him;
just
it was him and his
I got
dad.
chills everywhere. It sold it. It sold it for me. Did love Teddy. Uh Stevie, I like Stevie. I did like Stevie. I got around to Stevie.
I just kept thinking there was not a moment I did not think she was the killer.
Yeah,
Um, I it's weird how obvious it was. So
yeah.
I like could not like her because I just kept being like, this motherfucker's a killer. She's absolutely the killer.
I'm just over people doing the scream thing at the killer reveal. Like, I don't need everybody to start shaking their heads and opening their eyes and doing a dummy salt. Like, not we don't always need it.
No, I agree. It
And it was just more of that upon the killer reveal. And like, also as the killer, I just didn't
was
buy
fine.
it.
I don't
I
know.
don't
I thought it was fine.
care. I'm just like, bleh. There could have been. There's just so much better. But again, performance wise, she did what she was there to do. Let's get into Ray. Let's get into Julie first because I think big
Wait, I want
surprise here.
to.
They gave Ray more. Okay, go ahead.
I want to talk about God. What was her name in the movie?
Hmm. Oh,
Tyler.
Gabriette.
Yeah, I want to talk
Okay,
about Tyler
that's
because
fine. We can do that.
she,
Yes. Okay. Yes. Go ahead. I have a lot
she
of
for
to say
me,
about
it was
Gabriette.
so weird, but she was fantastic. It was so weird that she like comes into the movie
Hmm.
and she really has like a like star power when
She was
she's on
really
screen.
good.
Yeah, like I didn't know who this was. She's like I guess my friends were
She's
saying
one of
she's like
like,
a
yeah, she's a model, and
she
she's
was
one
in the
of
like
Charlie
Charlie, yeah,
XCX's like it girls, her
and
internet
like
girls.
that's full disclosure. If you had told me all of that about her beforehand, I would have been like, oh, she's gonna suck in this movie. But she's great. She's fucking
Yeah,
great. And I felt like they played her like strong suits as like, she's an internet person. Because I was wondering if that would bother you that she would like, oh, it's
and
like a
no,
little
no, no,
internet.
no, it worked perfect. Every bit of technology that was used in this, I think, was used to a point without going overboard, right?
I
Like we didn't
agree.
have a
Yeah.
podcast death where like a microphone was shoved down her throat or something like that, right? It was her job, and which makes a lot of sense because true crime podcasters and YouTubers are huge right now. Like it's
Yeah.
just the exploitation of true crime, and I think that her character was the perfect character too, with that sort of context around her. Bring up the sort of urban legends and
Yeah.
the history and the town lore and all of that. Like that was perfect coming from her. And I kept thinking, oh my gosh, is she wasted? Should they have had her in the whole movie? But no, I think they used her in the perfect way. Would I have loved her in the whole movie? Is a whole different question, and I would have
I think we
loved her in the movie.
I think we could have used one or two more scenes with her just because
Sure.
it is a little abrupt where like suddenly she's with her in the park and they walk into the Shivers store and then she's
Yeah.
dead. I felt like maybe like to make her like her more, that way it like hurts more. Like, oh, she like they did hook up more than just like one casual
Maybe,
hookup.
but I think just the way that I came out feeling about her anyway showed me that she was utilized at least to her potential. Like
Yeah,
they wasted nothing with her. And the fucking Helen Shiver shirt was
so
so
good.
good, so
You see, Sarah
great.
Michelle Gellar posted her wearing it.
Yes, it's amazing. I'm glad
We
she has
both
it.
need that
I
shirt.
knew obviously we need that shirt. They should have been selling that shirt
I
already.
know. I was like, I actually thought about that. I was like, man, I wish Zach and I could have those shirts to wear for our recording because it's we both need that shirt.
Gabrielle was just fantastic, and I hope she shows up in more horror movies later
Yes,
on because
yes,
she was just great. And I remember when we did our trailer reaction, when we were going through everything, and we saw the boots that were hanging. You were like, "No, that's for sure Jonah Hauer," because we also saw his neck.
yeah.
And
Those are.
yeah, great. Because I don't want to talk about our chase yet. We're getting there. So
Yeah.
then let's go into Julie first because
Also, wait, real
yeah,
quick. I do have to say the thing that I like about this is going to sound bad, but
yeah.
we had a moment where it was like you couldn't kill a gay person in a horror movie. And I'm glad that we are moving beyond that, but not in a cheap way where it's like, because the only time it really bothered me was in It, where it's like, oh, the gay guys are hate crimed and then eaten by fucking Pennywise. Like,
Mm.
that's miserable. If they're, and then like, oh, we get the like, maybe what's his face was in love with the other guy, but like, that's
Yeah.
when I don't like it. But I do like it here where it's like, yeah, that was a girl she hooked up with and that girl got
I
killed. Kind of
truly didn't
like,
even think about it in this. I
I,
yeah, but I
I
guess.
just because I'm so internet brained, I know when people get mad about that shit, and I was like, oh, this is done well because it's like, well, yeah, the main girl's like bi or queer, and that's someone she hooked up with, and we're killing all of their like significant any
I
kind
love when
of
everybody is fair game in a horror movie, but I think it is sort of like what you were saying is that I don't want the point to be that this gay person died. I want this person to just die. You know?
yeah, like if she was like hate
Kill
crime
them
because she was
because she's in
gay,
the wrong place at the wrong time.
right?
That's okay.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
But anyway, continue. Yes, go on to Julian Ray.
Julie James, fucking wasted. Fucking wasted. I am furious about Julie James because Jennifer Love Hewitt was here, ready, was looking phenomenal. Got those extensions put back. And do you remember me saying the only thing I wanted from her
Yes,
for this was to get rid of the fuck ass Bob and to get those extensions put back in, the Ghost Whisperer
you got
extensions.
it.
And I fucking got it. And she's fucking wasted. They have her sitting in her damn house the entire movie pretty much. Um, I love her intro. I love that she is a psychology professor. Love that shit. I thought that was
Yeah,
so cool. I love seeing her house and the mementos that she has in her house and what that says about her. I love that we can kind of gather that she has just kind of like, been happy to fade into obscurity and just be a professor and sits at home and drinks her wine, but she doesn't really have a lot of friends, hasn't really kept up with Carla, doesn't really like want to do anything, but it's not to like a Laurie Strode extreme where she's,
yeah, yeah.
out on a compound anywhere. She just goes home at the end of work, and that's what she does. She probably watches a lot of reality TV and things like that. Um,
I feel like she
and
would watch a cooking show.
any of it. She loves some Rachel Ray 30-minute meals, all of that. But they fucking wasted her. And I now cannot stop thinking about how long it took Jennifer Love Hewitt to sign on and how she kept saying before she signed on, I just want to make sure that I'm given something to do and I'm not just the wise old person that they come to. And then she's the wise old person that they fucking come to.
Yeah, I did. I kept thinking that. She does come in at the end, but she doesn't do much. And I thought that was really weird. I just kept thinking of what you just said, where it's like, she made such a big deal that like, no, no, no. Like, I would have thought she would have a way bigger role than Nev Campbell did
I
in Scream
thought that
5.
she was holding out for that, and what it seems like probably happened was that she eventually just relented to what they were saying, and that they were maybe
I
in her ear saying, "We have these plans for a sequel, but this is what we can give you right now."
I was wondering if like her role was even less and they like because we didn't need the scene of her and Ray when he goes to
Yeah,
her house. We didn't really need that scene. That did nothing.
no, absolutely not.
Um, and so I was wondering if like maybe they added more. Because like it's like we have the fake out where it's like
Well,
the
and I
fake.
just saw somebody who tallied it up. And so Ray had about
Yes,
10 minutes something, and she had about 9 minutes something, which is still baffling to me because she just was not in this movie. And it was wild. Like, I get her not wanting to go to Southport. And I guess that was them telling us that she's not coming, y'all.
yeah,
She's given her advice, right? She is even fucking Ellen Burstyn got out of her old ass chair and came and tried to exorcise the demon herself. And Julie James can't do nothing.
She did
Um,
no, did come in to try to
Shut
she
up,
figured it
Ian.
out.
Absolutely not. And we're going to discuss that fucking part right here because that I am absolutely livid about the treatment of Julie James in this movie. And the fact that when we do get a reveal with Ray and we do get our final confrontation and this huge moment where Jennifer Love Hewitt gets to do what she is great doing, and because Jennifer Love Hewitt is extremely expressive in the face and she's good at a scream, and we know this about her, right? And she does that. What are you waiting for? Followed by the scream. What are you waiting for? And he fucking says, this is gonna hurt, sweetheart. I got so much. I like got chills. I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be fucking crazy. And nothing. For anybody else to be able to take Ray down except for Julie James is blasphemy, and I spit on it.
I did not feel that way. I was like, oh, I wish she did more, but I didn't care.
No, fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that.
I don't know. It felt very Scream 3 to me, but
I
like
don't
without a big fight.
No, I don't. I know. I think her history with Ray had her earning that kill 100%. With
I
Scream
mean,
3, the
I
whole
agree,
brother
but
reveal was brought out in the movie. That was something created for that movie. It wasn't something that was like that we had seen built up. Her relationship with Ray, we had seen it built up over two movies, right? And it is. I'm like I am very actually extremely angry about that. I'm never gonna be able to get over it. Never. I may
I
turn into the fisherman myself.
I I just like I liked Julie James because she is a final girl. I just don't care that much. But I
Mhm,
was glad to see her. I was glad to have her back. I
mhm.
was glad she at least came in at the end because I was a little like, what the fuck are we doing with her? But I thought it was fine. I don't know.
Yeah,
I agree that they could have done more, but I think Julie's kind of a boring final girl.
which is fair. Which is fair. I think a lot of people hold that same sort of feeling anyway.
She's iconic because of who she is, and like I appreciate the character. I appreciate that she is a final girl that lived through the series. But yeah, overall, I don't care that much. So I was like,
Mhm.
all right, we could have done more with her, but fine.
Yeah, I just love me some Jennifer Love Hewitt so much, and I feel like she was really disrespected in this movie. I think her talents and her her sort of legacy in horror, because she does have a legacy in horror. Like that movie is a movie that has survived. It has lived. It doesn't matter what your like opinion has ever been about
Yeah.
it. And she deserved more. She deserved a little bit more say. She deserved a little bit more to do. And did it feel like, because there's only one shot that I
That
saw.
they weren't in the same
Fucking
scene
hell,
together.
Ian!
Yes, yes.
There's only one shot that they
I
are
was
in the
like,
same frame.
are they not on the set together? Yes, I fully noticed that, Zach.
Can we take a pause? Hold on, let's take a moment. Let's just everybody, we're gonna see it because I just screamed into the microphone. I need time to gather myself. I don't need to have a fucking aneurysm over this shit. It did not look like they were ever in the same fucking room. And I
Zach,
need to
I thought the
know if that
same
is
thing.
true. I need to know if that is true because when we finally saw their faces, and it's in the same shot for the first time, she's like bending down after somebody else fucking kills Ray. Um, I'm like, is that green screen? Because this doesn't feel real.
When he is in her house, their close-ups are like this. And I was
And
like,
what are
why
they
are we so
hiding? What are they
close?
hiding? Are you hiding lighting? Are you trying to trick us? Because I'm noticing, and it's the same at the end when they're at the boat. Like they get really fucking close with them,
Yes.
and it's
When
like
when she yells, "What are you waiting for?" I was like, "Is there something wrong with the camera?" Because she's like
I'm like, back up, girl, back
here.
up.
Yeah. I was like, I can't see your
I
face. Come
just
on.
need to know, and I think that what it could maybe even be is because Jennifer Love Hewitt filmed so late that if
Yeah.
they didn't film together, that could be it as well.
Zach, I'm so glad you pointed that out because I was thinking that, especially during that end. I was like, what?
Mm.
I really like looked at our projector to be like, I like looked up because I was like, is something wrong? Like the way this is framed.
It was so bizarre too. It was bizarre, and like I kept looking at their lines of sight and their eye lines, and like it just didn't even look like when she screamed at him. What are you waiting for? She's not. She's like looking at his titties. You know,
It looked like she's just screaming at the
it's like
bar,
she
and it's
didn't
like,
know how tall this man was gonna be. You know.
and like when we see that in the commercial, I thought like, oh, they're blocking. someone because we don't, it'll be a spoiler. But no, that's how
It
it's
looked
shot.
like in that little trailer part, it looked like she was yelling at somebody far on the other side of the room. Like they were getting ready to go at it. Not a man standing right fucking here, right?
Yeah, I just like you're good at cinematography and video. That's a weird choice, right? Even if they were in the same room, why would you do it that way, right?
It just was it just was very bizarre. And it was bizarre that you never really saw it. Like they never really because they did this a lot in the movie where characters would be in the same frame and you would see them in both of their
Yeah.
faces. And then there were some times where there would be like the back of somebody's head and the shot would linger on that. Like when Tyler and Ava are in um the Shivers place in the Bayside house. I wonder even if that was not the back of Gabriette's head and that there was somebody in a wig because it just looked like maybe a pickup shot later on or something like that. Because it didn't
Mm.
even look like I don't know. It was just weird. If you go watch it again, I want you to really like pick out when they are like lingering on the back of somebody's head rather than like switching shots so you can see both of them. Because that
Did you
happens
ever
quite a bit in this one.
did you ever I feel like the answer is no, but did you ever watch Arrested Development?
No.
So that had, I can't remember if it's 2 or 3 seasons. And then there was like a break, and then Netflix did a new season. And that new season was one of the worst like comeback seasons ever. And it's because everyone was so famous on that show. They weren't that famous when the show aired, but like since they had all gotten so famous that like no one filmed at the same time. So no one's in a shot together, and it is so obvious. And I kept thinking of that with this.
It
Like
just felt like it, yes.
Portia de Rossi and Jason Bateman, like there was a scene where like there is clearly just someone in a wig standing next to him with her back turned, and it is like he's not talking to her, and like it is a little
There was a lot
distracting.
of moments where it looks like there was somebody like a stand-in in a wig. Like when Julie comes driving up to Ray's bar and she gets out of the car and takes off running down the dock. That is not Jennifer Love Hewitt. That is a woman in a fuck-ass wig. And fine, like if you need to catch somebody up with a shot like that, but like I need to know if these two people, these two leads of this movie, were ever in the same room together. Because I
Yes,
even questioned the shot, the single shot of their both of their faces. I even questioned that. I'm like, was he in front of a green screen? And she's because she doesn't even look like she is reacting to a person in front of her. She looks like she don't know where this person is supposed to be standing, and she's just like kind of like lowering herself to the ground.
yeah, like that would make sense for how I felt about her
Mm.
character a little bit because I was like, I don't know, what's she doing? Like there was a lot of moments where like her emotions didn't seem to match what we had going
Yeah.
on. Um, but then in like the scene before Ray comes in her house when she thinks the killer might be there and it's like a little tense, there she was reacting properly. There it was like, yes,
Yes.
she is having the like emotions you have. It's whatever. But then like,
It did feel like she was a little bit confused about like what was, and I know
yeah,
that I think that the filming process might have been a little bit confusing because I did see that Gabriette win, like on the red carpet, somebody asked her like, "What are you most excited to see in the movie?" And she's like, to see like what my death scene is like because I didn't really understand what I was filming, and how it's gonna be like pieced together." And so I could see that being a difficulty that Jennifer Love Hewitt was trying to adjust to at the same
yeah,
time. Because let me tell you, she has not been on TV for as long as she's fucking been on TV in these dramatic ass shows for
right.
nothing. She's a very good actress and she plays to her strengths perfectly. And I just think this movie fucking wasted her. Now, let's kind of like shift into Ray because Ray I am the most pleasantly surprised about. And I truly did not expect any of this, right? Because I did expect that I kind of suspected that he was going to be the killer. I just like going into the movie and like starting like from pretty early on, I was thinking, oh, like this feels a little Ray Bronson-y to me. But I think our sort of theory beginning all of this was that Ray was somehow going to be a kill that brought Julie back into Southport, right? And I'm
Yeah.
really glad they didn't go along with that. I'm glad they didn't do that.
I like by the time I saw it, I was like Ray either dies or is the killer. Like that's what I like was thinking going into the movie. Um it is yeah, I don't know. I think I said this in our trailer reaction like I know we did last summer. I don't care as much about
Yeah.
these two survivors, so I'm
Hmm.
okay with like because I saw a lot it was funny. I saw comments on something. It was like before the movie came out, so no one was spoiling anything. But I saw like a lot of people being like, they better not do to Ray what they did to Dewey. That was like unforgivable. And I was like, oh, they're definitely doing that to
I was
Ray.
like, it's happening. It's coming.
Yeah,
The death is
like,
the hook is coming right up his sternum.
and I mean, the hook wasn't coming for him, but
Well, and I
he,
was fine with that too. Like I
yeah,
was okay with that being whatever it was gonna,
just
whatever
fine,
purpose
right?
that
Yeah,
that was going to serve the movie. Because I felt this. I do love Julie, and I do love it's Jennifer Love Hewitt that I more love even more than Julie. I have like a newfound appreciation for Julie, but I love Jennifer Love Hewitt. I love Freddie Prinze Jr., but I did not care about Ray. Still don't care about Ray. He was always kind of a nothing character, and um,
in
I
two, he's just like not in it enough for me to like.
to really care.
Yeah,
So he, because like I Know What You Did Last Summer was very much modeled after that formula of Scream, and they were very much trying to capitalize off of a box office dollar that Scream had. Um, you can never have Dewey do what Ray did, right? It just doesn't.
no,
Dewey can't be the killer. So Ray is kind of perfect to give that sort of character that sort of trajectory, and I really love to see it, right? Like I love his whole motive, um, that you know he was just not dealing with this trauma. Like, and I don't think like Julie James was an expert at dealing with the trauma either, but I think that she was better at like being like, these things happened and I don't want to be stuck and tied down to the
yeah,
past. Whereas he was like, they're fucking erasing us. They're acting like none of this shit happened, and that would drive him to the dark side. And I like seeing that sort of exploration of a character. That's kind of like what I felt about Sam and Sydney is like they were kind of two sides of a coin where I felt like they could always go darker with Sam than they could with Sydney, and I was good with that. And so I'm glad that they were able to go darker with Ray and that they did do it because we have a lot of media nowadays that they're very risk averse, very too scared to do something
yeah.
like that. And this was just, and I just didn't even think about it in all of our theorizing that this could be like a possibility. And I'm so fucking happy that they did it. So like, good on them.
Yeah, I don't know what it was, but like seeing, and I really didn't get anything spoiled for me, but I kept seeing people be like, some of the big swings landed, some of the big swings didn't. It all landed for me. And that, like, I don't just hear it. I don't think that's a spoiler, but like that little bit of like, ooh, the like big swing, kind of made me think like, well, then he's a killer and Summer Geller has a cameo. That literally was like, I was like, that has to be what this is. Like, what big swing could this movie take? Like, they're not gonna be ghosts. Like, it's a slasher movie. It has to be that big swing. And I was correct, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I thought that this worked because I don't really care about Ray. We weren't invested in him. It wasn't betraying him because it's like fucking whatever. And like you
How do
said,
you
it just
betray Ray Bronson? You just can't. It's
and
not.
like you said, they couldn't have done it with Dewey. It just wouldn't have made sense.
Yeah.
And like I know that like some people really wanted, and it just that would never make sense. Here it's fine.
Yeah.
Like
And I loved Ray and Julie's story in this. That's what I did really like
I
about
did
them
like
is that
that.
I
Yeah.
liked that because we already said we don't want to see them really together. It wouldn't have made sense for them to be together. They already like were kind of trauma bonded in the original ones. Like by the second movie, like there was no real reason for them to be together other than having
Yeah.
them both return for the second installment in a
Because aren't they
franchise.
broken up by the beginning or like kind of on the
They're
outs in
like
the
on
second
the
one?
rocks. They're on the
Yeah.
rocks enough for her to be flirting with another guy and going off to the Bahamas with him, right? So like they were not perfect in this movie. But I like that they truly hate each other in this movie. They do not care about each other. They don't like each other. They're not here. Like even when he shows up at her house, they're not there for
Yes.
sentimentalities. They're not there for like he tries to feign concern about her, but he don't fucking care about Julie James. And she's like, I don't even want you to come and sit in my living room and tell me you care about me. Don't sit on my couch. Tell me what you got to tell me and get the fuck out.
Because she makes that joke where she's like, I think she says like, "Oh, I thought it was a killer, but this is worse." Like,
I did love that line. It was very Wendy Williams. Like I thought somebody was coming to kill me. I thought there was a killer. Where's the
that was
killer?
that was my favorite Julie line because I liked her being like, "Ugh." Like I felt like the way we portrayed Julie was almost kind of the way Jennifer Love Hewitt probably was, where it's like she was almost annoyed to be in the movie, and I kind of like that.
Yeah.
I kind of like that.
Yeah, like an unwilling participant in being brought back into like if it was like super meta like Scream
Yeah.
is, right? Then she would be making some sort of joke about like, well, I don't want to be in the sequel. Why do you guys keep like trying to
Or
involve me
she
in
would
this sequel or
or
something?
she would say nostalgia's overrated, Zach. She did kind of get those
So
lines.
stupid. Stupid. I'm so sorry you had to say that, Jennifer Love Hewitt. But I liked that when we saw, Ray ripped out of the picture, which is so funny that that picture is now canon in I Know What You Did Last Summer when so So then, if we have to piece that together in the original movie, after he goes and cuts up Max's face, they go to the dock and take a picture with each other before getting angry with each other and walking away. It's so stupid, but it's okay. It's fine. Um, and I love seeing that he's ripped out of that fucking picture. And it's just her standing a good distance away from Sarah Michelle Gellar and Ryan Phillippe.
So in the movie, what because I had that in my head, like he's probably the killer.
Mm,
Just because I was like, well, he's gonna die or the killer. I was like, no, I think it's the killer. That
really sold it. Yeah.
really, I was like, oh, there, he's absolutely the killer.
Yeah.
Like,
I wish what I really wanted from, like, again, is just I wanted a lot more from Julie's storyline. I really wanted to see Julie having some sort of dialogue moment where she is explaining to somebody else, maybe, and maybe we
it
had to
had to been
really hold
Ava.
back to try to keep it a surprise. But I really wanted her to have that dialogue moment where she's like, "Yeah, I couldn't stay with that person because he was just getting darker and darker, and he was like
Yeah,
really scaring me sometimes." And
but I
I
guess
just
that might
saw
be like,
it would have given too much away. But maybe like right at the end before that reveal, maybe that would have been our reveal for us, and then we'd be like, "Oh shit!" Right? And then he does it. But like, I wish we could have gotten more story fill in with lines like that. You know,
yeah, 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 because I will say I understood that he was the killer, but I did not understand her conclusion of we knew he worked with that girl, so like that wasn't.
didn't understand it, and I've watched it
I
three
was,
times.
yeah,
I'm
okay. I'm glad that
I'm like,
because I was like,
because
well, but we already knew
she
that.
runs to that laptop. If we know anything about Julie James, she's gonna run to a computer, right? She's gonna open tabs. She loves a tab.
Because like I thought I was like, I guess maybe she didn't know, but like
Yeah.
we knew that I did not understand what the surprise was that made her be like, he's the killer.
I needed a little bit more like shouting from the rooftops. I already knew he was the killer. Be careful of Ray Bronson. like, like y'all need to be careful of this man. He's scary. He killed our puppy. You know, like he's done some shit. So don't believe
Because they
him.
do say they're divorced, right? Didn't they say
Hmm.
they were married?
They were
Yeah.
married. They
I do like
divorced,
that idea.
and
Like they got married after two and then it did not
oh, and
work.
it's so great because like it just that relationship was always kind of shoveled into our face as this like oh
Yeah.
these two survivors who really love each other. They didn't really love each other.
They
She
were
broke up with
survivors, yeah.
him. She broke up with him and she found comfort with him at the end, hugging him, but they never got together again,
Yeah.
really. The second movie, he comes and she's like trying, but she's like, "Hey, you got to come meet me over here because I really am trying to like move on. I have this trauma. I'm trying to move on. I'm trying to be healthy about it." And he is like burying himself in it really won't really show up for her in the way that she needs him to show up for her, and it's just like immediately Brandy fucking clocks it and is like, this guy sucks.
I forgot that Brandy didn't like him, which I love. I wish there had been a callback to that,
See,
but
that's I okay. So, like talking about Brandy's cameo was a nice surprise, and I kind of figured. I mean, I figured she was going to be in here, right? Because they just were doing too much back and forth of like, oh, we have to just go see the movie, right?
yeah, like there's no way she was not gonna at least have a cameo.
Yes,
Yeah.
so I figured she was going to have a cameo. I thought it was going to be more like a phone call or something like that,
I
right?
did
I
too,
didn't
yeah.
think like she got it pretty extended. She got more than I thought she was going to get.
Yes.
It was like a good full scene. But I wish the only thing I wish from this was that she got a line when she sees that Ray was the killer, and she's like, "I knew I didn't fucking like him."
Yeah. She looked fantastic. Like,
Bring this woman back. See,
uh,
full movie. We need full movie from Carla.
I feel like I don't know why, but like I guess I mean, but Jennifer Love Hewitt did other things too. But like Brandy's such a like from that era like icon, and like she's I think she's from Philly around here.
Hmm.
She came into my Barnes and Noble once here. I wasn't
Oh,
there.
oh,
I know, yeah. But like she's like such of that era that like that filled me with like such glee to see her. And I actually was worried because it was like, oh, this is clearly like a weird credit scene. I was like, I think I kill her. Is that gonna be like a cliffhanger that like she gets slashed at the end? And I was gonna
mhm.
be really mad. But I thought they gave her a good scene,
Yeah,
right?
they did
Like,
give her a good scene. They gave her a good line. They didn't try to make her any kind of joke. They didn't have her be too jokey. She was just saying like very real things that we all think about. Like there's always somebody trying to kill that lady,
yeah,
which
like,
rang a little more true for Sydney Prescott than Julie James. But you know what? We love it in this one because really Ben Willis was the other one that was really trying to kill her, right?
well,
Um,
and
when Will Willis, I guess. We will call him that from now on. He is never going to be called Will Benson again. He is Will Willis canonically, and it slipped over all of our heads. Hmm.
Yes. Yeah, no, I was pleasantly surprised that I was glad was glad it's like, oh, her husband's he didn't have to die. Like it's just like she's just seeing it on the news. And
Yeah.
I thought of what you always say too, where I kind of like the idea that like she is just like, someone's always trying to kill that woman, but like
Hmm.
they're not that close. Like,
No.
and the husband's like, isn't that your college roommate? And she's like, yep, sure is. Like, they're probably friends on
Which
Instagram.
helps out the Julie James character a little bit more as like that the woman who just isolated herself a little bit
Yeah.
more. She's just a little bit more comfortable being an introvert. Because originally I did want, and I think I would still prefer it be that they were girlfriends. They were friends. They were even lesbians, if you will, right? I think Julie James has always been a lesbian, but they won't do it. So, um, I was nice seeing Carla in this, and I like the little setup for the sequel, and I just hope we get it because it's time that we get a full sequel for them. And I don't know who the fucking killer is because Ray should have gotten away, honestly, if they're going to be
I,
setting up a
I,
sequel.
I was a little like, well,
I don't really need
I,
anybody else to hunt Julie James down. I don't want Julie James getting a random stalker every so often like Sydney does, right? Like it makes sense for Ben Willis and it makes sense for Ray Bronson.
what was her name? God, I already forgot her name. Stevie.
Stevie.
Stevie, because I don't know if you caught this. I did not catch it. My friend said
Yeah.
it. When they're like, you shot your partner. And he's like, did I?
Well, and then at the end they say, "Well, Stevie's
They say
alive."
she's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like he didn't really shoot her. That was part of their plan. I do like that, but I wish I agree with you. If we're gonna do that, have it be Freddie Prinze Jr. is the
Yeah,
one that gets
let
shot.
Stevie die.
And
Let it
then
be a little bit
yeah.
more inconsequential, but and they could always do that. They could always say, "Oh, he got away" or something like that. But that shit was through the heart. So if they do it, I honestly, these movies were already designed to be suspend your disbelief. I can do it. I can ignore where he was shot at. Just bring him back and let him hunt down Julie James. I think that would be a little bit more satisfying than Stevie or whoever Stevie's partnered up with or whoever Stevie's dad is supposed to be because they really hammered that one in. So I know that
I
they've
did
got a
think her
plan
dad
for
was
him.
I thought Ray was gonna be her dad. That's what I
Mhm.
thought we were getting at. Um, but yeah, that was yeah. Do we want to talk about Sarah Michelle Gellar?
Yeah, I was saving it for the last. Yes,
Okay.
best for last. Sarah Michelle Gellar has a cameo in this one after long saying that she
I am
is
dead. I'm
dead,
not
dead.
coming back.
I
I'm
am
dead.
dead. And it truly did surprise me. I at no point expected Sarah Michelle Gellar to be in this because they really put forward so heavily that Helen Shivers is still very much featured in this movie. And I figured, okay, yeah, she's like urban legend in this town. She is town lore. She is going to have pictures. She is going to have like all of that. And every time they showed her, I was like, oh, yeah, Helen Shivers is all over this movie. At no point expected a fucking cameo. And me and Alistair, it was very hard for us not to scream.
I will tell you, I was
Just
expecting
ruined my day. Ruined my day.
just because everyone kept talking about big swings and because they drove it home so much that no, she's not in this, but we knew she was there
Mhm.
for a long fucking time. Like almost I
It was like
think
two
the
weeks.
entire
It wasn't that well.
wasn't it the entirety of Freddie Prinze Jr. there
It
though?
might have been him. Yeah.
That's why I was like, but she was there the whole time her husband was there. Like, and but I mean I didn't expect it the way it was. I kind of thought it would be like I don't know, like maybe someone sees her real quick or like Julie thinks she sees her. But Ava had said Ava like twice says that she's been having bad dreams.
Danica said that.
Or yeah, Danica.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Danica says she's been having bad dreams. And so the moment there's like whispers and there's no one in the room, and I was like, well, this is a dream.
Hmm.
And then as soon as she walked in that room, I was like, this is Sarah Michelle Gellar. I'm gonna love it. This is Sarah Michelle Gellar,
Yeah.
and I can't wait for her to turn around. And because this is accurate to our reactions to things, I actually like did get teared up. I was like, she looks so beautiful. She
Yeah.
looks great. I'm so happy to just see Sarah Michelle Gellar on my big screen for the first time in a really long
Telling you, we're in the
time.
Geller Sans.
We really are, and like this, like really drove home the Sarah Michelle Gellar sans. Like I feel like she looked great. She was having fun.
Yeah.
That's like everyone that I've talked to, my friends I saw it with, were like, that was fucking stupid. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
it was
I guess,
stupid.
yeah,
It
but
was
it's, I
very
loved it.
stupid. The whole
But I
context
loved
was
it.
stupid. Seeing her was stupid, and I had the best time, and I loved it. And I am
Loved it.
glad that she was in it for as long as she was. I was genuinely surprised. I was happy that I was genuinely surprised because again, if I had just waited a day, I think I would have been spoiled. I think it would have gotten me. I love that she is. My negative to it was that I have always said that I wish that she would have come back as like Julie James's memory or something. Now we know that they're not going to do something together.
Yep.
But like, I don't know, Julie James has a little dream where Sarah Michelle Gellar is alive and present day and then Julie James wake up and she's sad because her friend's dead. We didn't get it. We're never going to get that. But I was happy to have her in this, and I liked that she looked so wonky because she looked fucking wonky. Like the de aging looked wonky. I could tell they tried to like draw her eyebrows the way that they
I thought
were
she looked
back
great.
then.
I thought she looked
Oh,
great.
she looked great, but like Sarah Michelle Gellar looks great. What they had her in still looked a little wonky, and the dress was wrong. All of these things were wrong, and that just was so much better because Danica's dreaming about her. Danica didn't know this woman. Danica knows pictures of this woman, and so it doesn't really make sense. Danica didn't really see the choppy haircut, right? All of the pictures Danica's seeing is these curly
That
waves,
picture we
and
see all the
yes,
time. And the only so the I would have preferred her in her green dress, but I was forgiving of it because she's
yes,
in the same dress Danica is.
yeah,
So it makes sense that Danica would dream, well, that's the Croaker Queen dress because that's what I was wearing when I
hmm,
won the title. And so, sure, put her in that dress. It made sense.
yeah.
In the context of the scene that made no sense, that made sense. Yeah, I like it felt like it was like one of those jokey moments in like a comedy where it's like someone turns around and like angels
Yeah.
sing and birds fly from the back. That's like what it felt like to
It
me.
just it was full fan service. There was no other point to it, and I feel fully serviced. So
That
I
was
what is there to complain about?
and the interview I read with Madeline Klein, she said that they sent her that like I think the week they decided they like did that was not part of the original script. That was
Hmm.
added in one of the last things during filming. And she
Okay.
got the like sides like the night before or the week of. And it's really funny reading her interview because like I feel like a lot of actors around that age, like even if maybe they're not huge Buffy fans, still like they respect the like icon level that
Yes.
Sarah Michelle Gellar is. And she was like, I barely read them because I didn't care. I was just so excited to work with Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Listen,
Like,
I would have done the exact same thing. I would have been fighting to get a Sarah Michelle Gellar cameo, and it would have been exactly what I described as that Julie James sort of dream. But she, like, we all have the same idea about getting Sarah Michelle Gellar back as Helen Shivers, right? Like, we all wanted it to happen. And I just think the way that it happened was so good. I love that she didn't really sound like Helen. Like, she wasn't delivering lines like Helen. Like, it was very separate from Helen. This was Dream Helen that Danica is
yeah.
having. And so it's supposed to be scary. It's supposed to be, you know, a little harsh. And when she turns into like a corpse in front of her and she's like, we did a bad thing. Oh, chills. Like it was spooky. It was very spooky because we've also seen Sarah Michelle Gellar as Buffy Summers in the ground. And so
Yes.
we know what that face looks like when she's dead. And so now I'm like, oh, I've seen Helen Shivers' dead face. I know what she looks like in the ground. So it
And
was
I
creepy.
almost felt like her acting was very Buffy. Like
Yeah.
the
Mhm.
character wasn't Buffy, of course, but like the like cadence and her delivery was like
Yes.
because I forget what is she said something about like don't let's not talk about how many years it's
Yeah.
been. Like that felt very Sarah Michelle Gellar slash Buffy to me.
Yeah.
And I loved it. And I just felt like she was having a good time. Like
She was having a good time. It
I don't
was
think she would have come back for a scene with Jennifer Lawrence.
no. Nope.
But
That was not going to
but
happen, but
and
I'm glad we got
I
it.
because her and Jennifer Caitlin Caitlin Robinson are
Yeah.
friends, I feel like she was probably the whole time like, how can I bring Sam Michelle Gellar? How do I
Oh,
get Sam
absolutely.
Michelle Gellar to say
I'm telling you.
yes?
Everybody who would have ever taken on this project was going to be thinking the same thing and trying to do that same thing, right? Like it was just, and we've said it. We've said it. I think we've said it, and every time we've talked about one of these, it's like bring her back in a dream.
Yeah,
They have dreams in this
yeah.
franchise, you
Like
know. And I love that she was like standing in the hall that she was the queen like pageant hall, right? Like in front of the same like painted background and with the waves on the stage and like the way she was standing, even seeing her from behind was very Helen Schiffer stance. Like
oh
it just
yes,
felt
yes.
like it looked the same. It looked the exact same. And I thought it was going to be Danica. I just thought it was going to be Danica or like
Oh,
Faceless. I thought they were
I
going to do
was
Faceless or something, but then I just couldn't put it together fast enough before it happened.
I was like, if this is not Sarah Michelle Gellar's face when this blonde woman turns around, I'm gonna be so bummed. And then it was her. And it was
It was,
great.
and I will say, like every screening that I went to has had the same exact amount of people in them, except the first one was like all gays. I could tell that they were all gays. This one, today had a lot more like older couples that were there, and then the one yesterday was
Oh
just like
God, probably
a
my
mix of
age.
people. No, like older. And the one on Friday was just like a mix of people, and but like same amount of people throughout every showing, and they all because I'm just like real tuned into what everybody was like, how they were reacting to everything, and they all gasped when it was Sarah
Oh
Michelle
yeah,
Gellar. Yes,
there was
so
gasp in our theater.
mhm,
It's funny when we were walking out, there was like I couldn't tell if it was an older couple or like a mom, but
mhm.
there was like whatever, and the woman was like, "That Sarah Michelle Gellar looks like," she was like talking about how good she looked, and I was like, "You're right, she does.
She
She's great."
does. She looks great. Listen, we love her. I'm so happy that she was in it. I'm so happy that they
I
were able to
even
fucking keep this secret too.
yes, that is like impressive because she's billed like in when the like end
Oh,
credits.
I have a picture of it. I took one because,
I almost did, but I was like, I can't.
full credit there, full name over the credits. It's not like an and or anything. It is her name.
It is a full billing, and that felt like a very nice treat for you and I. Like it
Yes.
really like
I
felt
feel
like
like
a
we
special
earned
treat.
it.
Like yes, I was like, I've had a rough year. This is a very nice treat for me.
And we have covered I Know What You Did Last Summer almost as much as we've covered Scream. So we have fucking earned it, okay? We have done live stream. We have done at least 3 live streams
Is it?
watching I Know What You Did Last
Is it?
Summer.
I still know the summer that we recorded and lost.
No, we've never done it. We've never done it.
Which was it? I know we did last summer that we did do. We had to do two because we lost one. There was one
No,
movie we
we did
did.
two, but only because that was our very first recording and I
Oh, and you
wanted to
didn't like it,
redo it
right? Okay,
because
okay,
I was too nervous. Yes.
okay.
So, but bravo for these surprises, Brandy and Sarah Michelle Gellar, right? It's only the fucking internet that spoiled this shit. Y'all did such a great
They
job.
did such a good job. I really, the reason I was like, oh, Brandy's not in it, because I was like, well, she would have gone to the premiere, right?
Mhm.
Like, I was thinking she would have even gone if she's not in it. But the fact that she wasn't at the premiere and like there was no talk of her, I was like, she can't be in it.
I
Like, it
know.
really
And
was
I
like,
feel
she'll
bad for
be,
her because I'm like, she should be on the fucking red carpet and shit, but I get it. Like, you can't. And they didn't even have
yeah,
her credit until right after her scene,
which was
So,
so good. I loved
ah,
seeing that.
see,
Uh,
she deserves the next one. She
I,
deserves it.
there's something to be said about like, I feel like you and I are two people that actually like this and a lot of people don't, but there is something to be said for like being able to see these women who survived and like see them this many years later. I like that. I really like that. And
Yes.
like I don't know. I just like I like that Brandy was like fine and happy and had a husband and like, looked great and in a nice
Oh,
house. Like I
expensive
like
house.
that.
Expensive.
Yes.
She's got money. Okay. She's got money. She's one of those people who turns the TV off when she's about to have a wine night with her husband. Okay, so we've gone through characters. All of the characters felt like such a treat except for Julie James. I think Julie James just truly for me, Jennifer Love Hewitt was completely wasted. And that kind of feeds into where I'm going to start being a little bit more negative about this whole thing. And the more of the grievances that I had about this movie is I feel like this movie had all of the elements that it needed to be successful. Everybody fucking came back for this. Sarah Michelle Gellar came back for I Know What You Did Last Summer, right? And I think even titling it, I Know What You Did Last Summer, was kind of a miss. I can't imagine that was like the director's fault. I feel like that was very studio heavy.
I
It's
don't
like
it's just a thing and I don't know why it's a
Halloween,
thing.
Scream, like it is
Yeah.
just the way you do it now, I guess. And I fucking hate that because there's other ways to play with that name, right? Like even What Did You Do Last Summer would have been fucking fine with me. They say that a couple times in this movie. Um, but so all of the elements were there, and feel like it just like was missing some pretty big things. I think that the overall I don't even know where we start. We can go into some of the chases. The chases weren't fucking long enough. I was
No, they
like
weren't.
really hoping that these chases were gonna be I Know What You Did Last Summer level. I Know What You Did Last Summer is the home of the most like one of the most famous chase scenes of all time. I think you and I would even say one of it. It is the best chase scene of all time in any horror movie ever, right? I mean, that's down to your personal taste, but like 13-minute long chase scene, all the moods, all the vibes, all the set pieces, running around, fighting and then ending with this fucking terrible death that we all hate and wish didn't exist, right? But where was that in any of this? Where was that? Like they would have little bits where they would start picking up on something. I think Gabriette's was about the closest that we got to
Yep.
something like that. And even hers was not long enough. They just there's some sort of like there's something really wrong in horror movies these days, Ian, where we keep bringing it up, and I know you and I talked about having a lot of hopes for this one that they would understand the long chase scene, but it just seems like in every single horror movie now, they pick up on a
Yes.
chase scene, they begin a chase scene, and immediately close it out. And what the fuck is happening? I think the only one that I have seen in the last 10 years is Sick.
And that's like one whole chase scene. Wait,
It
to be
is.
fair, Scream 6 did give us chase scenes. It did.
Trying to think about. Yes, yes, the closest that we could maybe get to our expectation of them, but still
Yeah.
not long enough.
I'm trying to see. I actually have it up. What was this rated?
I guess Gales was. Yeah, I'll give Gales all the credit for that. Yeah,
That's true. Gale has like that's like one of my favorite
it's a real
chase
long
scenes.
chase scene.
Um, because I think both these are like PG-13, I think.
I know what you did last summer. Is it PG
Yeah.
13?
I'm pretty sure it's a PG-13. Think of like the
When you hit
horror.
a
There's
certain
not
age, you never look at the rating anymore. I know what you did last summer. And see, it makes it harder to search it because now I got to add
I know.
2025 rating. It is rated R.
Oh, okay, it is. Oh.
It's not even like rated R level, honestly. It feels like it could be a PG-13 movie. But I'm just like I left very disappointed that we didn't get those chases. I think that and this is where I start like throwing some of my rewrites in there. Danica's chase scene started out really cool in that cemetery, starting out at Helen's grave. Could have been like really long. She took her shoes off, I'm like, oh, we're about to like really dig in here, right? She's about to get dirty.
And I actually did like that. I did like the scene. I liked that we went to the float. I liked that it
Yeah.
was the same float. I did like all that. Um, but yeah, it definitely
Then it
wasn't.
stopped. He bangs her head and she like stops running. She's not doing anything anymore, right? And like it's just she deserved a good chase scene. She deserved a really good chase scene. I think
Yeah.
after a really great place to place an extended chase scene for Danica that she could live would have been after her. What is her fiance's name? The second one.
Wyatt, isn't it
Wyatt?
Wyatt?
Yes, it is Wyatt. After she walks in and sees him dead, which was very creepy, by the way. Him like his head popped up and like
Yes.
staring at her, and we go like right into his eyes. Oh,
The
I'm
movie
very
did a the
uncomfortable.
movie did a lot of those shots really like well. They
Yeah,
reminded me of like 70s like
yeah.
Exorcist type where it's like steady cam just like zooming up and I
A
thought those
lot.
were like
It's
always those always
terrifying. But
yeah,
after she sees him and she screams, I think that would have opened up really a great place to begin a chase scene
like in her house.
from one of the killer. Yeah, is like her because the way she was dressed would have been looked really good in some blood with a little bit of like drizzle from like I don't know an arm wound or something, and she could have run through that fucking house. In the book, in the original book, Helen jumps out of a window and like survives because she's rescued by people, right? Would have been great to end the chase scene. It didn't even need to be 13 minutes. 5 minutes is fine. But like have her running through that house, jumping from a window, and somebody like helps her or something, right? Like would have been really good. And that kind of signals everybody is like, oh my God, she was just attacked. Just like Barry Cox when he was attacked. It was like really upped the stakes for everybody. And he lived
Yeah.
and survived that attack. Could have been a great place for Danica to have a really great chase scene. Um, and instead, the one we got, the person who deserved one, didn't really get one, you know? And I was
I
real
mean,
disappointed by that.
her and her and Tyler got those are like I feel like the only like chase
Yeah.
scenes. Um yeah, it is weird, especially like that Helen chase scene. I know we are,
Everybody knows it. I
but
won't even say it's just an us exclusive thing. It's like
yes.
people who are very casual to horror movies know that chase scene.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. I know we are like over obsessed probably, but I feel like everyone knows that that's like a good chase scene. So it is weird for a movie because like sure there are horror movies that are not do not have chase scenes. We've gotten plenty of them,
Yeah.
but it's weird if we are doing a requel to a horror movie that is like that's what it is known for. Like
The chase scene.
it's like the chase scene and the fact that she dies and it's so cruel because she almost gets away and she's so close and she doesn't do anything wrong. it is weird not to give this movie an extended chase scene. That being said, it didn't bother me because I did feel like we were
It
constantly
bothered me.
getting
No.
hit after hit, where it was like, well, this scene could have been longer. But then the next scene is like, well, now that person's dead, or like we, it didn't slow it down. It didn't like, I don't know. I liked the pacing, so that's why it didn't bother me as much. But I
Oh.
do agree with you. It is very weird not to have one.
This was the movie of all the movies to have a chase scene. Like
Yeah.
even with Scream movies, I kind of forgive the newer ones for not really going there with chase scenes because it just feels like those movies are so like character heavy that we think of character before we think of chase scene almost.
Yeah.
Whereas
Yeah.
like I Know What You Did Last Summer conjures images, quick flashes of images more than they do character. And
Yes,
it is that chase scene. Even Julie James's end chase scene on the boat is extended. It's very long. Her
it is.
going through that boat, like you play with set pieces. What? And I just don't understand, I guess, what is missing from people who make movies nowadays. Like, why is that such like an absent thing? Do you think it's just like they don't want to insure their actors or their stunt people for things like that, or like they just don't have budget for big chase scenes anymore, or what the fuck is it?
I could see it being like a weird studio thing that like, nah, that costs too much money, or like, no, that XYZ, like there being some weird
Yeah.
studio reason why they're like, nope, we can't have that be too long.
Because there has to be, because like even with something like Pretty Little Liars, and like whatever your opinion about Pretty Little Liars is that that show was made by people who you could very much tell loved horror movies, right? So they very much understood a chase scene. However, even when those chase scenes began, you didn't really go anywhere with them. They were very quick. I think the
Yes.
longest one that I remember seeing was when Imogen was pregnant and running through like the cemetery. And that
And
was
then she went from
about
like a
the
cemetery to her house.
to her house, like very semi-extended, right? And so but like we don't get those anymore. I guess Sick was just like you said, one the whole movie was a chase scene, so maybe
I
that was the budget.
I
But
think about a lot us like Pretty Little Liars and Wolfpack specifically,
yeah,
where we'd be like, ooh, now we're gonna get the chase scene, and then it would
total letdown,
nope.
letdown. And I felt that here. I felt that really hardcore here because I just and this was a full expectation that I went into the theater with. It was like I know out of anything that I'm going to get in this movie, I'm going to get a really long chase scene because I think somebody even said during the making of this or the press or something that like this has a chase scene to like rival Helen Shivers or something. Or maybe I'm fucking wrong about that, but I remember somebody saying that.
Mm.
Um, and there was nothing of the sort in this. I was really excited about Tyler's because I'm like, we're at the Shivers department store. Like this is about to be insane.
I
And she would have been great in like a real fucking chase scene, you know?
I that was where I was like, oh, we're done. Like once it was like, oh, he's stabbed her, I was like, wait,
And
but
I
she's
could
gonna get
tell
away,
as soon as
right?
she stopped and she's like, I'm a fan, I'm like, girl, this is when you run and I see like plastic hanging and like dive through it and throw yourself out of something, you know? Like
That
what are we doing here?
that scene was like very weirdly abbreviated. Like it felt like we were missing some. I really liked her, and I
Yes.
really felt like if you want to give someone a long chase scene where it ends in a cruel way, give it to this like very
This
dynamic,
hot
fun.
model.
Yeah,
Give it to the
like
hot model who can emote with her face and
and
is
like
is
came
fucking
on for like
cool.
5 minutes of screen time and has like been fantastic. Like I don't know, it was weird that that wasn't longer. Because I did like when she's going up the dumbwaiter and like he's like stabbing at her. So I was like, oh shit, we're getting into
Yeah, we're
Helen
about to get
territory.
something. Like we get up there because it really also made no sense. Like that whole scene really made no sense. I get the help me somebody! They're killing me! It just like that whole scene, one being during the day. I did not enjoy that during the day because I loved like them going to a spooky place that something had happened and been covered up with paint. I love that. Should have been at night, should have been with more stakes of like, okay, well, everybody would be in bed. Nobody's really around here, right? So like, let's break in at night, and that's why nobody can come save you. Because at this point during the day, with people walking around outside, I was like, break a fucking window. What are we doing here? Like, why? It's one of those suspend your disbelief things that we just have to do. But I think just making it eerie. I think would have done so much because you have those. I don't know, like everything about it was eerie already, right? Because we see that little like newspaper clipping of like shivers shudders, right? And I was like, oh, like that's really cool actually. Like I love when a character or somebody goes back to a place and this place is like, had a terrible thing happen in there. And this place has one of the most terrible things that happened in it in all horror movie history, right? And
We saw the graves.
it's like the fucking Myers house. And so like I liked seeing that it looked completely different. Completely bought it because I'm like, yeah, they would cover it up. They would make it
Oh
all look
yeah, yeah.
different, right? It would be their version of a Soho house. Like I loved all of that, and them walking through it, I was like, oh, this feels eerie. This feels like as she's describing it, that something really horrible happened here. I was like, it does feel like something really horrible happened here. It feels like
Yeah.
Helen Shivers is like a real person who like died here, and that the town is like most of them don't even know what her face looks like, right? Because they're trying to bury her. Um, I'm like, this is going to be like the perfect thing for something to happen, and they just didn't really. They had it all set up, and they just didn't knock all the dominoes over.
My friends that did not like it said this, and I actually do agree. The cage was a little stupid too. Like I was like,
And they were convenience things. They were
that
weird
felt like Scooby
convenience
Doo. That
things, right?
really felt like Scooby
Because I'm
Doo.
also like, shift it, push it over.
I'm like, I need to
I
understand how
don't know
heavy
how
this
heavy
is.
they are. I
Yeah,
guess
like
I don't fish, but like, push it.
and like the accuracy he would have had to have to like it go like not bonk her on the head or something.
And it just has to be like, I don't know. I want to read the original script because I wonder if there's just a lot more in the original script and then maybe like
I I
budgetary things do this.
I could see this movie. I can't. I'm trying to think of another movie where it has worked still, but like I think this is a movie that probably did have like a ton of reshoots and like a
Mhm.
ton of chopping.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like there's been like maybe one other movie in recent history where like it still worked for me, even though it was so choppy.
Yeah.
I want to say like Scream 5, but I don't think it was Scream 5. There's a movie that I really like that I remember being like, ooh, I might not like this because they keep talking about reshoots and like edits. Um, and usually that kills the
Yeah.
movie. It did not kill it here, but I was wondering about this if there was like,
I could see it being something like that, right? Because it did feel like a little like stagnant. All the action felt like really in one place. Like they're panicking, but they're like not moving. They're standing in a
yeah,
place. They're like we don't have the money to move the camera over a couple inches as you run, So we have to stay here and try to get you out of this cage.
but I did think the cinematography was good. I did like
Oh,
the
fantastic
cinematography.
cinematography. Yes. Like I'm telling you, this is why I'm saying like all of the everything was here for us to be very successful with all of these things. The I kept thinking of, do you remember when we watched we've covered it on here, the remake of My Bloody
Yeah,
Valentine 3D, and
mhm.
they we have the two girls running through the grocery store. It
Yeah, yeah,
felt
yeah.
very much like this. And I was like, well, that was a successful chase scene. Like you're running through the grocery store, you're barricading yourself in a room. Like these two girls, why is one of them in a cage when they could both be running and trying to get away? And just something kind of happens where one of them falls and gets caught or something like that. But like we should both be participating here.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, why are you there?
Yes, like she could have fallen like when they're up in the I don't know, do I call it an attic? I guess it's not really
Yeah.
an attic, but whatever. When they're up, like she could have gone up there with her. Maybe Ava falls through. Like if it's an
Yeah, let's
attic.
add this to our rewrite, okay? So, like, they're going up the dumbwaiter together.
Yeah,
And I believe it. I would believe it. You get hooked by that fucking thing on your foot. I could see you getting pulled out really easily. So, like, Tyler gets pulled out and just has to run around a little bit downstairs. But we have our dumbwaiter moment. We have one of them going up to the attic. We have something. And I needed, like, a window to get shattered. I needed some sort of, like, rational thing to happen here. Because, again, the Helen Shivers, if we're going to do it at the Shivers department store, you have to make it as sophisticated as Helen Shivers is chasing because she was so fucking smart in that whole like we're gonna say like 12 minutes out of the 13. And like I don't know, so like Ava makes it to the very top and goes to a window and like breaks a window out and is screaming for help for somebody to come in, and then a bunch of people rush to the door or whatever. Meanwhile, Tyler's downstairs still getting chased through something, and just give us like a couple more like moments, a couple more moments. We have the time to waste. We can pull it from something else, right? You're not
yeah.
giving Jennifer Love Hewitt nothing to do, so it's not like that take her little laptop moment out. We don't need it. Added to this, it was just, yeah, I was very disappointed, because it's just, hmm, I don't know. I guess we can move on from that one though. Get off my little soapbox because we have other ones to get to. The fucking ending sucked. The ending chase sucked. Terrible.
God, what was
Oh,
the end?
both endings chases sucked because we got two, didn't we?
Oh yeah, because I was like, wait, which one are we talking? But so the boat was weird, and also like I knew it was Stevie at that point.
Yeah.
I also didn't understand why it's like that felt like I don't know. I was like, even if it's not Stevie, the killer's gonna be on that fucking boat.
Why are we on a boat? I don't get it. What are we doing? Where are we going?
Where are they
He says,
just going out to
he's
sea?
like, get out of here because you'll get stuck. How? Why?
I like didn't understand why they like now we're leaving, and it felt like abrupt. And I know we were trying to do the thing where it's like they saw them hanging up, the guy and his dad, and then they
Yeah,
find the ex-boyfriend in the back seat. Like we're doing the like Julie James scene, everyone in the ice. But like it didn't fully work. I didn't care though, honestly. I just didn't care. I
I
was having
did.
fun.
I just did. I stopped having. We'll get to where I stopped having fun, but like I did. I expected more, and I think I deserve to expect more because they had all of the elements again. Why are we doing this during the day? Why are we on a boat? I get if nostalgia is overrated, why are we doing the boat again then at the end? Right? Is this our little fake out ending scene? I That's fun. Isn't Ray's bar on a boat too? I thought that was like a
Oh,
little boathouse thing.
I was unclear about that too, Zach, because I was like,
It's
wait, are
on the
they on a
dock.
boat?
Maybe it's not. Maybe it's on stilts. That's fine, whatever. But it fucking looks like a boat too, right? And if they were going to do the fake out ending during the day on this boat, then the Ray part should be at night. It should be at night, and it should be a little bit more creepy, and it should be
I
longer.
agree. I
And
agree. I
Ava should have
agree.
been running around a lot longer, and Ray should have been because what I found brilliant about that brilliant idea was that the original movie, Julie almost gets on the Billy Blue, right? Well, this is like, okay, well, Ava does get on the Billy Blue, and now she's stuck, and Ray is actually the killer now, right? Like, this is like everything that wasn't in that original movie is in this one. And I thought that was cool. Really cool idea. But like, we just didn't do anything. We don't do anything.
Yeah.
We're
I
standing
mean,
around.
I did think like, especially if that was Ava's death scene, that is such a bad death scene because it's like, no, this character's cool. Like if we're gonna kill her, give her
Yeah.
like a good.
That's cartoony to come walking out with like a knife in your back, right? Like,
Oh, Ava. Yeah. No, I that was weird too because it almost felt like both Freddie Prinze Jr. and Jennifer Love Hewitt had something in their contract where it was like, we're not doing a lot of action. We're older. We're not
it
moving.
could be.
I'm not that much younger than them, so I'm not like calling them old. But I'm like, it's something like that felt like it was like both of them were like, we're not doing any running now. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
we're in this movie, but like, don't make us move. Because it was weird that we get her and Freddie Prinze Jr. like kind of tussling,
Yeah.
and then we just cut away, and then when we
I need to understand more of what was happening. I need the contracts. Somebody leak the fucking contracts, please, because I need to I can fully give y'all passes if I can understand what the process was here, what we were allowed to do and not allowed to do, what our budgetary restrictions
right,
were.
like kind of like when you're more forgiving if like a show is canceled and
Yeah.
they gotta like wrap everything up real
I'll hate
quick,
the studio. I'll do it. I'll do it.
or if an actor dies when it's like, okay, well they didn't have that actor anymore. Blah. Like I do agree with you. Like I'm a little bit more forgiving when I know there were like extenuating circumstances that
Yeah.
created like a problem. But yeah, I just kept thinking how like Ray and Julie were very like stationary.
Yeah.
And
It
when
was a
Ray
lot of that, just standing,
and
standing.
when Ray got there, I like was thinking like, how the fuck did he know where that boat was? But then it made more sense because it was like, oh no, him and her
The
are the
plot made
killers
sense.
together.
It did. It
Yeah,
just like came off like hokey when you watch it. When you're like there without thinking about it, like and it's just not in your face like explanation, then
yeah, and like, but again, I was just glad that not Ava, what's her face?
Danica.
I was glad Danica, that was not Danica's death scene, because that also was like, that's what I meant.
That's
That
too
would be
bad.
lame.
But it was supposed to be. And I'm like,
Like,
that's what y'all were gonna do.
I like give her her Helen Shivers chase where she
Oh,
dies. Then if we're gonna kill her, like I would have been. So, I was like really glad when we went back to her because I was like that
yeah.
character. If that character is gonna die, she deserves like a cool big like set piece, not like
Not
a
during the day where it is also very clear that y'all are on a green screen. That was not in the middle of the fucking ocean. Okay. The hair was not blending enough.
I. I don't know that I like didn't even, but like
Things don't bother me, but like it's just you know what this one was missing
mm,
for me is was the mood, the moodiness. Those even the second one, those first two movies were so fucking moody in lighting and in all of that. Like the atmosphere felt moody,
I'm
and I just
gonna say something you do not like.
go ahead, bitch.
I will say the mood reminded me of the show.
It did, didn't it?
But I liked the show.
No,
Remember, I recognize
I
the
did
show is not
too,
that great, but I
but the
liked
show
it.
was like poor quality
Yeah,
still.
and like the mood because that show is most of it is in daylight. I feel like
I did find myself thinking about the show as I was watching this one a
I
little
did,
bit.
and I
Mhm.
enjoyed that show. I think I liked it more than you did. Where it's like
Yeah,
I just, I really, well, what's her name? Margot, the girl that was the killer.
yeah,
I really liked her. I feel like the only scene I can think of where there's like a kill in nighttime is when she's pushed out the window, but it's not even, she doesn't die.
yeah.
Um, but the mood felt a lot like the show. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with that, but that's what the
It
mood felt
just
like
like
because
the
everything is in
mood.
daytime in the show.
It feels like really dark and dramatic in those original two movies, especially that first one, and
The first one,
especially yeah,
especially.
and especially yeah, it just feels like it matches the score so perfectly, and sometimes the score didn't really match this movie enough. Uh, the kills were okay. I do want to say that my favorite kill was probably, I mean, was I don't even think Tyler's was my favorite kill because I think the way it just happens is just kind of like, okay,
Teddy's was my, I thought Teddy had the best one.
yeah, no. It was good, but you know what was really effective and it was so surprising to me because I saw it in the trailer was, I'm trying to remember his name again. Wyatt?
Wyatt.
Yes. It was so effective in this movie. Like I was tense. I was very tense from that first, and the needle, the music drop was really fucking good the first time that it hits him,
Yes.
and we have that shot change, and then I was like, oh,
And when I actually was, is it the second time it hits him when he like you see his feet trying to move on the floor, but he's
yeah,
still.
yeah.
I was like, oh, because like that harpoon was like it
And we
had like
fucking
a.
saw it. We saw it in the trailer, so it shouldn't have been that good. But
I
it was
do agree
fucking
with you.
good.
It still worked. It like weirdly still worked in the movie,
And I
even though
felt
it
bad
shouldn't
for
have because we
him.
saw almost all
Yeah,
of
because
it.
I've never really seen him do anything bad. So like, I felt bad for him. He was a nice, cute himbo. Like
He drank, yeah.
He
Like
helped Danica get through it. He just drinks a little much.
also, I was a little confused about her house
Yeah.
because is it just open?
Well, I
Like
think it just
that's the
has
kitchen.
that's rich people things. Yes. So that it just the I think the back doors are just like able to be like folded in and out.
Oh, okay. Because I
Yes.
was like,
Very
well,
expensive
what?
doors.
I was like, this is a nice house, but I would not want to live in a house where the kitchen is outside and I
Yeah.
can't like close a window or a door. But that makes more sense.
Great. And I like I mean the motion detector like light thing is nice. The harpoon gun. I've noticed in a lot of media is like a big thing right now. The
What?
gun death. I don't remember what I was just watching, but I just saw another harpoon gun like
Hmm.
last night. So that death was really great. Teddy's I thought was good. I did like Teddy's.
I was glad again because he was such a good character. I was glad it
Mm,
wasn't just like a real quick merp. Like I was like, all right, if we're gonna kill him, give him like. I was glad he got in hits too. Like he
yeah.
wasn't
And
just
that was
getting like beat
Stevie,
up.
right? Because she was kind of shorter, right?
Oh, I thought that one was definitely Ray, but
Maybe.
maybe
Because
because she would have been able to like take him,
I don't think she would have been able to take him, but like she also wasn't doing a whole lot of fighting. She was just kind of stabbing
like
where she could.
stabbing. True,
Yeah.
yeah. And I guess once you're stabbed, it doesn't matter how strong you are if you're
You
stabbed.
just got to
But
hit some sort of like, because she hit an artery or so. The fisherman hit an artery at some
yeah,
point, right?
yeah.
Okay.
I was just reading something, but I don't remember. I was just reading of like what who did what kill, but now I don't remember.
Yeah. Well, things like
But
that, I don't even fucking care.
well, and the thing I will give them credit, the fisherman felt more imposing in this movie than he had in either previous movie. Like the like sound of his boots and the way like the shot was like from
He
here
felt like he
up.
could do more because I do think in like the first two movies, if when you watch him, it looks like that fucking thing is heavy. It looks like like it is too. That slicker is too heavy for him to be doing all that
Well,
killing.
and I can I like this is such a weird thing that I remember from watching that movie in theaters. Or
Yeah,
maybe I can't remember if I saw it for the first. No, I think I saw it in theaters. I can remember when Barry like he hits him with the car
yeah,
and like we get that shot of him kind of upside down. I can remember being like, I feel like I could see a face. This was like very clearly there was like a mask over the face.
yeah.
And I thought it made him a little bit more like
I think what kind of bests this one for me was that in the original, because he is like so shrouded in like moody lighting and like those blues, it just looks more imposing. It looks
mm.
look more menacing, I guess, darker, a little bit more like moody.
I just felt like that fisherman felt like if Barry and Ray had teamed up, they could have beaten him. This fisherman felt like Ghostface, where it was like,
It's
no, no one's beating
I
him
kept
up.
finding it's in all of these movies. I always find myself thinking, grab that fucking hook, grab it. Danica, you had it at one point. What the fuck are we doing here? Why are you running?
And I also like I to go back to Teddy's though, I was pretty like surprised at how brutal it was. Like murdering his dad got one of the more gruesome kills because it's
Yeah.
like not only does it stab the side of his neck, but like the fisherman made sure it like went all
It
the
was
way
a
through his
lot.
neck.
It was a lot, and I like that his dad just. I guess kind of going back to like the characters for a second. I like that the dad wasn't an outright asshole, but like was doing asshole things. So, like all the
Yeah, yeah.
things the dad was doing was evil, but like
He
he
wasn't
was a likable
cartoony.
guy
Yeah.
on the outside. Um, because then I think if he's just an asshole and he's seeing Teddy, I'm like, I don't give a fuck if you're sad that you're seeing Teddy, but I did feel a little bit of like emotional weight here
Because we like
when
Teddy. So it's
yes,
like also I was like glad that Teddy died before his dad. Like I was like, let this dad die before he has to watch his dad get killed because he's gonna die anyway. Like I
mhm,
was like glad that he like dies and then the dad gets stabbed, kind of
yeah,
like Wes and Judy in Scream 5, where it's like I do think that scene's really good. I did not need Wes to open that door and see his dead
I
mom before he
know.
dies. Like
I'm glad that it didn't just end here though either, because when they're strung up, that's where the real horror of it comes
that's
in, because
like
that's fucking crazy. That is
that
crazy shit. That's
that
probably the
was
craziest thing in the movie.
yes, I was gonna say that is like so surprisingly brutal. And the fact that the dad's body is like bent a little bit because he's like hooked back
Yeah.
and like he's like in a weird pose, like really
And
like
it's
sold the
well, because that's how they
gruesomeness.
string up the sharks when they catch the sharks, right? It's like they string them up with their mouths kind of like upturned.
Mhm.
So and it really like drove home Ray's whole point, right? Is that he's out to make them remember that he's using Stevie's thing. He got it in his head. Oh, I'm going to use
Yeah.
Stevie's thing to make everybody remember. Because how do you make everybody remember? You make it happen all over again, and that's just like such like a huge public display, and fucking worked. So
Yeah. Yeah.
who else died in this movie?
I also was a little, I will admit, I was a little confused until Teddy said mom. I was like, oh, Danica's at his house. Like
Oh
when,
yeah,
like the silhouette of his like mom from
yeah.
far, because we
Well, they
haven't really
kept
seen her
talking about
before.
Jill, and I had to like
Um,
really remind myself who Jill was.
Milo, this is gonna sound weird for me, but like I kind of thought he wasn't gonna be dead, and it was like they were gonna like see like he was gonna be like strung up somewhere, like they see him die later.
Hmm.
And that kind of felt like, oh, okay. That's like I don't know, a strangulation never feels like a death in a horror movie. Like that never feels like until we saw him laying like this with his like where his neck looked like it had been like cut up. I
Yeah,
was like, oh, he's like getting kidnapped so he can die later, but I
he was
don't know.
dead.
Yeah.
I mean, and it looked gruesome. And I guess
It did.
because he's like kind of a more boring character anyway, that he can have a more boring death. I'm okay with that.
He's so handsome.
I did. He was very handsome. I did find it like really interesting though. Like you think about Ben Willis and how he handles bodies and stuff like that, and he very much wants to hide everything because he's like out to just get these like teenagers. Max was like, and Elsa were just
Yeah, yeah.
oops. But he's like trying to hide all these bodies, and Ray's very much like, nope, we're stringing them all up. So I do kind of wish that he would have done that with Milo as well. Like, as gruesome as it is, put Milo out there on display too somewhere, and like, because Tyler was also strung out and displayed like outside of the Shivers place.
Well, because what I was thinking was, um, again, because the vibes are a little bit of the show. I really thought with Milo we were gonna get this. I don't know if you remember how in the show, like every kill was kind of like a saw trap, where
Yeah,
it was like someone walked in and then they would like banana peel would set off an Acme dynamite and they'd blow up like I kind of thought we might do that with Milo, where it's like Danica and Ava find him, but then like because they walked into the room, it like set off an axe that chops off his head
Yeah.
or some shit. I kind of would have liked that.
I don't know, something, anything, honestly. I don't know. I don't have too many opinions on
Yeah,
Milo.
it was fine
I
because
think
we were like,
the only thing I didn't like about that is I didn't like Ava finding him and making it all about herself when Danica has just been through this huge traumatic finding of her boyfriend. It's like, Ava, give Danica her moment. We can have your moment later. You don't need
I
a
don't know.
moment
It felt kind
too.
of like, well, now we're all fucked. Like everyone's
No.
got their shit.
Trying to take her shine. Um, was that it though? That might have been all of the deaths.
I think so.
I guess the main guy at the beginning. What do we think of that our little setup here of the what happens out on, the Reaper's curve or whatever.
I did think like, just call the police. Just say that you watch the car
Yeah.
swerve off the
It
road.
didn't feel as heavy, did it?
It it felt like a very easily explainable because also even if he was in the road,
Hmm.
I don't know, like does
Everybody always sort of like I do hear commentary on like the original one and and people being like, we'll just call the police and that would have solved the whole thing. But there were circumstances
they
where they
they
would have been like terrified, right? There was alcohol all in the front seat. When Barry says they won't believe that I wasn't driving, he's absolutely correct. Like they were going to go down for that. This
but that like in that one it's like but that was vehicular manslaughter. Like they literally
yes.
ran like no matter which way you like parse it like okay, they believe we weren't drinking.
Mm,
They still hit a man with their car and killed him. So
yes.
like this was not that and I really was like just tell the police. I don't know.
While something like this would have weighed on my conscience as well as like me being an asshole not getting out of the road, still the way that those people were driving around that curve on the road, they had plenty of time to see these people with those headlights. They chose not to fucking stop. It is kind of their fault as well, right? And like Danica's like, there's accidents that happen up here all the time. Like, why are people speeding around this fucking curve? So like it just
Right.
didn't feel as heavy. And he does call the police, right? Like they don't stay and give a statement and stuff, but police do show up. They do handle it. It's like, and Stevie, you do say, I think we should go. So,
She does.
so fuck
It's
you,
like
Stevie.
she
Fuck
set them up.
you.
Ava is the only one that does not. And like
Truly.
Ray does say like, "Oh, she didn't want to kill you," but like, I don't know. It felt like she was setting them up to be like, "Well, let's all leave. What do you guys think?" Oh, you said it. You said it. You said it. I'm remembering all this. You're all gonna die. Like,
It might have even been cooler to have seen like a role swap where it would have been the Julie that would have been the killer because she was so disappointed in all her friends, or however the fuck that happens. I don't know, but like the weight of that original sort of like the bad thing that they did felt like a really bad thing, and it felt like a something that would really haunt you. And this, it would weigh on my conscience, it would, but I would also be able to have that thing in my head that was like, those people should not have been like they didn't even they saw me, they absolutely
also,
saw me.
only Teddy would have been like Teddy is the only one that was the problem.
I'm not even Teddy, so I am
Yeah,
fine. I would told him to
like
get out of the road now, right?
I just like I kept thinking about that. I was like, I don't know, like I've let myself feel guilty about like everything in my
Yeah,
life, but I agree with you. I still would have felt bad about it. Still would have weighed on me, but I don't know that it like I, they were standing there.
yeah.
Teddy's the only one that created any kind of problem, and still, like you said, that car was racing around that corner and could have stopped. Like
Something just heavier. We needed something heavier, and it didn't necessarily need to be a car right there. It didn't need to be some sort of car accident. I think my rewrite here would be,
I was glad it was different. At least I
at
was glad it
least
wasn't the
different,
same. Yeah,
and at least like we didn't really have to focus on that guy for too much, right? Because like it did. This is the thing. When the mystery comes in, it always, even in the original one, just gets a little too complicated. Um, my rewrite would be maybe that they're out there, they're drunk, and there's other people out there and they're drunk, and they start like kind of fighting with each other a little bit, and the fight turns into somebody getting killed.
yeah.
And that's fucking bad. That's bad. You know? I don't know, something a little bit heavier than this, but we have it, it's fine, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, none of them isn't really.
And then it leads to the fucking church somehow, and I just
That
don't
was so
understand all
weird.
of that. The whole church thing, those are minutes we could have taken and used for a chase scene. So what were we doing here?
But again, like you said, that does track with these movies. Like the killer, the like person dead is always like a something. It's it's weird that the formula for these movies is a plot happens off
Yeah.
screen, our characters stumble into a part of that plot, and someone
It's the
dies.
Missy part. It's Missy. It's Helen and Julie going to see Missy, and I get it. I get the parallel, but like just take the parallel out there. We just don't
Don't
really
need it.
need it. Personally, altogether, I don't even think we needed that whole tragedy at the beginning. I just don't think we needed. I think what could have been done was murders just start happening in this town. Like this town, because I love the idea that it is a town that they've basically turned into the Hamptons of the South. All of these real estate moguls came in here, basically cleaned up everything with paint, buried everything because it was really sad seeing Helen's grave like that, sort of like run down because you wouldn't think it. I was going into this movie thinking that people were like still remembering her when really everybody fucking made sure to forget this girl and her friends. And that's really sad. And that happened with the whole town, with the Shivers place, with every little like bit has been gentrified in this the gentriflation. What was it? Gentrification?
Gentrification. Yeah.
Amazing. I needed to listen to her podcast. And I just love that idea so much that they have really just tried to bury it, and that would be Ray's motive. That the movie could have just been murders start happening again. Murders start happening again. And why? Why? Who is it? Who do we think it is? And as simple as that. Simplify that whole fucking mystery. And
No,
just
I needed it to be like there's a reason it's these teens
no.
or not teens, but there's a reason it's these people that are being
Yeah,
like targeted. Um, because that's what the first one is. Like I feel like
it's fun.
that's why we did need an incident. I feel like in the next one, which hopefully we get, we will not need an
Well,
incident.
will it be Bahamas? I think we should go to the Bahamas again. Why not? Let's go.
I did like when he was like, for various reasons,
Oh,
don't do that.
amazing, amazing line, and it made it even more funny when you're really thinking about it as him as the killer in context, and
Yeah.
he just doesn't want to go out to the Bahamas and have to do a whole kill spree in the
He's
Bahamas.
like, don't make me go there
He's
to
like,
kill
let it be
you.
easy,
Like,
please. I need it to be here.
have you
Um,
seen how Julie and I are not running?
oh my gosh, it just is. I don't know. It was funny. There was a lot of good lines in this. I think it was well written.
I actually, what did you think of the final line? Because I know it's corny, but I kind of liked it.
Which one?
Or not, actually, not the final line when she's like, "Fuck the 4th of July," and she's like, "I hate this holiday." I
Yeah,
kind of liked it.
yeah, I like it. I like it because you didn't even really get Fourth of July vibes here anyway, which I think was another thing that was missing. Is like if you're gonna, I don't think we needed the holiday. I think it could have been fucking Memorial. I'm reading the book right now, and it's Memorial Day in the original book,
Oh,
and they
really?
could have just done Memorial
I
Day.
thought you
What?
had already read. You've read it before, right?
Yeah, but it's been like
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
forever.
I wait. So this reminds me. So there's only two times I jumped in this movie. One was a
Mm.
firework, which was so stupid. It wasn't even supposed to be scary. It was like a cut to a
You
firework,
need a
and
thunder shirt.
I don't know why it like made, yeah, I do. It like made me jump. And the only kill that got me that made me jump was the old man
Yeah.
in the like when he's like looking over the video because a fisherman pops up so abruptly that I like jumped in my chair. And those are the only two times I jumped in this movie.
I didn't. I don't think I really jumped either. I think they did keep trying with the music. Like there was when Pastor Judah shows up behind him, and they have that weird fucking music. Like sometimes it just didn't. It didn't hit. It
But
was a little
like
much.
but right, those are two stupid scenes for me to have jumped,
Yeah.
but I was like I was embarrassed when I jumped because I
Fair,
jumped
fair
so
though.
bad.
It's okay. It's fine. I don't know. I did like the movie a lot. I don't know if I would go so far as to say love, but I did like it a lot, and I will watch it again. Absolutely, I'm gonna watch
This
it again.
motherfucker saw it three times in
Did.
4 days. I feel like I
A little bit of that is to just make sure that they're getting this money because I need a sequel. I need the Julie James to get her fucking sequel, right? I need Jennifer Love Hewitt has earned it. Give her a movie. And Brandy. Give Brandy a movie. And Sarah Michelle Gellar, come back for this one too.
do a dream sequence of Brandy.
Do it. No, but Ray should have been a continued killer. He should have gotten away. He should have gotten away. And we like figure out that Ray is the killer, but Ray's already gone and disappeared. And uh-oh. And now Julie James is getting another letter.
Because also we could have saved the surprise of Sarah, like, oh, Ray is a killer. Oh, he got knocked off the boat. the Ray reveal was like you're kind of just waiting.
Yeah,
I feel like the Sarah reveal might have been a little better to be like, oh, they're safe, but they're not safe.
probably. Helen Shivers was the killer the whole time. Her and Ray are together.
Well, and also like I just you're just right. Like Ray, if we're continuing it with the killer, I don't fucking care about Stevie. Like,
And if we're planning yeah, I don't care about Stevie and I don't care about who Stevie's dad is going to be. If she is fucking Stevie Willis, I'm going to be fucking furious. Okay.
she's there's no way that
And I
the
tried to
age.
do the math. I tried to see if it was the guy that maybe that was with Ray who died in the second one. Do you remember him in the
Oh yeah,
truck?
yeah,
And
yeah.
I try it just it's not adding up. It's not adding up enough because they're old enough, kind of, but it just is like just a little bit off.
Because
So
like
like,
Ben Willis is too old. Because think of how that son was
oh
that
man,
these people's ages in two.
and he's
So
dead.
like, and he's dead.
He died, and Ray was not making a pact with him as he was dying in that
Yeah.
mud. It was not happening.
He's not like,
Um,
give me your cum, I'm gonna make a baby.
so I think it would have been cool to like already know that Ray is the killer going into the next movie, and that's kind of scary and terrifying, and we want to see that showdown. It's very like Michael Myers, Laurie Strode, you
Well,
know?
and also like, sure, we can kill him, but then like we if we've connected it enough, we're like, yes, there is someone
Yeah.
else. Sure. Like I do like that there was two killers. Because in two, the
Mhm.
boyfriend didn't do anything, right? It's like not till the end. Like he's not they're not like switching up,
I think
right?
he did at some point, but
Oh, they did.
I don't
Okay.
remember. I don't remember entirely. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember that one as well.
And like we didn't need Ben Willis again, and I'm glad we didn't get Ben Willis again. But like, I think Ray, as a character, story was, has kind of earned his way into killer territory,
Yeah.
especially with that fucking motivation. Great motivation. Like when he's, let me tell you where Freddie Prinze Jr. really shined, in this movie is when he was arguing with Julie James. In her
Um,
house when he's saying, I'm dealing with the same shit you are. Very good. And at the end, when he is telling her, they want to fucking forget about us, all of us. Um, great stuff. So amazing. I will say, kind of like, the movie really sort of lost me, and there were still moments after this, but like the movie really sort of lost me when they're in Julie's house and they both get a call, and then we just never see them again
yeah,
until the end.
I didn't I was it's weird that we nothing goes back to that. Like we don't see Stevie, we don't see Ava, we don't see uh, it's just they're getting calls and then
Yeah.
nothing.
It
I was
really
like,
slowed down after that for me, and it was like to an almost detrimental like level for me. Because everything up till that, I was like, this is good shit. This is good
Zach,
shit.
I often wish we lived near each other, but I would love to be like, Zach, we're gonna smoke this joint and then we're gonna sit in this movie and have a great fucking
Mm.
time. Because I
I'll go
smoke
see it at a fourth time.
I I like my friend brought edibles, but I don't like edibles. They make me like super dehydrated. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I brought like just a little joint and I had like 3 hits of it before I left to go to the theater. I parked my car in a parking garage. There was a family walking by and I was like, oh, I'm a
Not a
degenerate, whatever.
family.
Um, but it's legal. And like I just had a few hits. I was like a nice little stone, not like anything crazy. And I had such a good time, man. I like,
Good.
yeah, I've been like, we've been doing good with movies. Superman, this. I'm
You do
hoping
need to go see it again. I think you should go see it again because you notice a lot. That's what, see, my opinion didn't really change from my first to the second and third watches, but I
just notice
noticed
more.
like tons more. Yeah. You just,
I,
there's a lot to pick up on.
no, I probably will.
I think
I'm
there are
really,
Easter eggs throughout this movie, and there's a lot of points that are leading to the next movie in this one
mm,
that they keep talking about. So like the girl that was cleaning the windows with Pastor Judah, I totally think she killed Pastor Judah. And I think because we also saw her at the beginning with Stevie, and I think she is with Stevie somehow, and they're that little pack of
oh,
people.
that's her. Right, right, right,
Yes, I
right.
think it's her, and I think whoever the fuck the dad is supposed to be, because we hear about the dad way too much for him to not be a something.
Yeah. All I'm hoping is that Fantastic Four also is like we're I'm like the next one that I'm excited for has got to also be a hit because I
Y'all,
need this. I need
take
it.
your Fantastic $4 to see I Know What You Did Last Summer because I need and I Know What You Did Last Summer 2.2. Okay, this in the Bahamas.
I I just like I don't think there's been a string of movies
Yeah,
that I've had this good of a time with. I don't
it's been
know.
a good summer. It's been a real good
Yeah.
summer for movies. I think.
Because even
So
you liked Superman, right?
did like Superman.
Yeah.
I did. I don't know if I'd go see it again, but I was happy Alistair did.
Well, see, I could go see. I know he did last summer again with you, and
There
Superman
you
with
go.
Alice. I do
There you
both.
go.
I could do both.
That's what we'll
Um,
do.
I
I think that's it. I think that's all I have. I think that's
I
all my
think so.
ranting.
I did ask you when you were walking in this time today because I kept seeing. I saw like there's three things on IMDb listed saying that it's Buffy's house that Julie James
It
lives
is
at.
not Buffy's house. It's just a craftsman, and people who are saying it's Buffy's house don't know Buffy.
Because I was like, well, I
Period.
wasn't paying that much attention. Maybe it was, and I
It
just
was
missed
not.
it. Okay, because I
It was
didn't
random
think so.
craftsman house, and much of this was like very much LA or Australia. And I don't want to even nitpick on this because like shooting Australia for North Carolina, fine. Um, but at no point this movie looked like North Carolina.
Well, is wait, you keep saying Craftsman. Is Craftsman like the way
Craftsman,
that
yeah, craftsman houses. That's the style of house that Buffy lived in.
okay with like the
Craftsman, yeah, I say it weird.
Craftsman? Okay,
Yes.
all right,
So it was just a craftsman house.
okay.
But it was fine. I like how she decorated it, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's fine. What else? Let me just do a quick skim of this. Oh, Mike Flanagan was attached to this at one point, wasn't he?
Yeah. Well, the but
Hmm.
that became the show. That's what the show became.
Oh, is it? Okay. I feel like we've
Because
talked
his was
about
going to
that
be
before.
nothing. Yeah, his was going to be not connected at all.
Y'all, I feel like I am missing something that I should be talking about that I had in my head. Maybe I should have taken notes, but when this comes out on home video, we're gonna have to do a watch of it so that we can point more stuff out in the moment.
We
Because
should we should get like Jamie Drack to come on and do a watch with us
yes,
since she loved it.
maybe I did love it. I don't know. I'm not gonna use the love word yet.
I
Jennifer like Hewitt.
I feel like if I said I didn't like it, then you would give it one more watch and say it was your favorite movie.
It
Like,
could be. Maybe by the fourth watch, right? I think I just had so many like it was my own head. It was my own head because I kept going, why didn't they do this? Why didn't they do this? Why didn't they do this? And I think that is like keeping me from saying I loved it. But we'll see how I feel going
I
forward.
loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I hate that it's getting bad reviews. Um,
I haven't seen any reviews. Alistair keeps wanting to watch like review videos and stuff on it, and I'm like, I cannot before this recording, I cannot have any other voices about this movie in my head. Just cannot.
the only review I watched Jamie Drack's review. It's only like 8 minutes.
Hmm.
She does like quick reviews. And she's kind of like aligned with
Yeah.
us.
I will say to sort of end it out, as many problems as I had, and I had a lot of problems with this. I think that Jennifer Kaytin Robinson did a fantastic job with it, and I think that she had a real vision for it, stuck to her vision, it seemed like, and followed through on that. And all of the stuff that is set up for the next one, um, I love when you can tell that something's already planned, right? Like they have a plan, they know where they're going, and it's not, Yellow Jackets season three. That is the
Uh,
last half of it. The last half of it. Okay. So I,
uh,
I give her a lot of props. I think she did a fantastic job
and
with
I do
this.
think it's almost like it almost reminds me of like Kevin Williamson back in the day, how he like did Dawson's Creek and then did Scream and then did this movie. Like she did Do Revenge and then this
I did
movie.
not like
Like
Do Revenge.
they're not the same movie. They're very different. And I like someone who can like dip their toes into different genres and
Yeah.
succeed in these genres. Because Do Revenge is very up my alley. Like reminds me of that era of like Cruel Intentions, that shit.
Mm,
Um, yeah, and I feel like she does younger folks well in a way where it doesn't feel like, oh, this is like a dude who's in his 50s writing young girls and like doesn't know how to do it. Um, that's why Kevin Williamson was good because he's a gay man, so it's like a gay man can do it.
yeah.
But I feel like a lot of the times when it's a straight dude doing it, it's like, ugh.
I'm very excited to see what Kevin Williamson is doing with Scream because I don't know what his. I mean, I guess we know what his sort of vision of horror movies is now. Sick was a really good indication of that, and I think that if that sort of energy carries over to Scream, I'm real excited to see what he does with that. And I almost am like, I wish he was like in the story room for this one a little bit, just an idea room for some chase scenes or something, it'd be nice.
And it would just be nice to see Sam Geller delivering his dialogue again.
Yes, because it just was such a specific kind of dialogue, wasn't it? Like 90s dialogue was so specific. It was so
Yeah.
bouncy. And I feel like we were more dry humored now, where like again, I'm not hating on it because I think the dialogue in this like really worked and stuff like that, but it is so different and it is like just sometimes a little jarring for a 90s kid like myself to, really follow that. But I do love it. I will say my next gripe, sorry, my last gripe. It's the fucking ending with the two girls getting out of the hospital and
I
sitting
love
there.
that.
Yes, placed in a different part of the fucking movie, but this was so weird where it was.
What do you mean?
Like, did we not go through this whole tragedy? Or why are we joking around and giggling on the beach
But
when
you just said that that's like how they dealt with that's how she dealt with her trauma, specifically about
Danica or
Danica.
the
Yeah.
yeah, I guess so, but I don't know. It was weird. That was a weird part for me. I loved the dialogue in it and stuff, and I liked their interaction and all the acting. Like I loved every part of that except for where it was placed. So I don't
Hmm.
know. That was a weird one for me.
I don't know. I liked it, but also it does make sense knowing that that was a very last minute addition to the
Yeah.
movie that she survives.
Yeah.
Um, I
Oh, so I guess they
wonder.
would have filmed that part too, right? Mm.
Yeah, I wonder where. I wonder if it just would have ended with her and Julie James being like "fuck Fourth of
Oh
July."
God. Well,
And I
I
like
guess
that
I
line,
loved
but
the ending scene then.
I like that moment. And the first thing I thought of, because
Yeah.
this is how my brain is, I was like, "Oh, I can't wait to screenshot that when this is streaming, and I can post it every Fourth of July for my Bloody
I
Judy."
I thought of one for you, and I knew exactly where you were gonna do it. Is the part where she's like, "You're Helen Shivers," and don't you fucking forget it. It's like those two little.
Oh, I was like, "Oh, the whole Helen Shiver scene. I'm gonna be fucking
Yo,
using that
he's gonna be posting this scene for the end till the end of time. Okay, you
damn
should have
fucking
never given
right."
it to him. Never.
I That's like how I think about movies. I was telling someone recently, that's kind of like how I do rewatches
Yeah.
actually. Like I'll watch a scene specifically because I'm like, "Oh, but I want to get content from the that one line." And then I watch the whole scene. I screen record the whole scene. Sometimes I end up watching longer. But that is like I have a note in my phone for when I'm watching movies, not in a theater because I'm not taking my phone out, but like at a friend's house, like my friend Jude was going through Fast and Furious movies, anytime there was something stupid that I was like, this will be good content, I'd like make a note.
Well, that'll
Fast
be
and
good
Furious
for
4.
a rewatch. I think so. I think there's tons of stuff in this one that's really good for a rewatch. A lot of good stuff that came from Danica. You'll have to screenshot Julie James's framed picture of, I guess, when they put their differences aside to stand on the dock and take a picture together really quick. It's a lot of good stuff. But okay, I think we can kind of wrap it up. We've done a really long recording. I love doing long recordings for the things that we're looking forward to. So, Scream is going to be
I feel like
double this.
people can assume like something like this, or yeah, that well, it'll be a long recording.
Absolutely. But let us know what you thought of I Know What You Did Last Summer 2025. And did you love it? Did you hate it? What would you have done different? What is your rewrite for Scream 2020? I know what you did last summer 2025. And yes, all hail Sarah Michelle Gellar. Make sure to leave us a 5-star review on all podcast platforms. Follow us at My Bloody Judy, and we'll catch you in the next one.